Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Wildcat Basketball on the Wildcat Sports YouTube page and the NFHS Network. I'm David Warrington, and I'm coming to you live from Central City High School for tonight's girls and boys varsity basketball doubleheader between the visiting Starmont Stars and your Central City Wildcats. Now, before we get started here, taking a look at both teams, I'll go ahead and give a shout out to our sponsor, Next Bank. Each person and family has unique financial needs. That's why we offer a variety of personal banking and lending products. We offer everything you need for your personal financial success, from checking and savings accounts to loans and online services. Next Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. So again, I'm David Warrington coming to you from Central City High School. We've got a Tri-Rivers West Conference varsity girls basketball matchup between the visiting Starmont Stars and your Central City Wildcats. Girls are up first, boys will be up next. But taking a look at the Starmont Stars, taking a look first at the Central City Wildcats, they come in 8-6 so far this season after getting a dominant win over Cedar Valley Christian last night with a final score of 64-4. And also as a note, these teams have met once this season. They played at Starmont the first time, and Central City came out on top by a final score of 62-23. The Wildcats are led in scoring by Sarah Reed. The junior averages 14.8 points per game. She is followed in scoring by Emma Fritcher. The senior forward sits just shy of 10 per night, currently averaging 9.9 points per game. Fritcher is also the team leader in assists and steals, Reed is also the team leader in assists and steals, averaging 4.5 assists per night to go along with 2.5 steals. Reed is closely followed in the steals category by freshman Bailey Weber, sitting at 2.3. Fritcher is the team leader in block shots, averaging 1.5 per game. Now looking at the Starmont Stars, they enter this game with a record of 3-12 on the year. Their most recent game they lost to North Lynn this past Tuesday by a final score of 66-16. Their 3 wins in the year all came back-to-back, coming against Oline, Cedar Valley Christian, and Lisbon. The leading scorer for the Stars is Sydney Baumgartner. She is averaging 7 points per game. Mallory Vasky leads the team in rebounding, pulling down 4.5 boards per night. There are 3 players averaging at least 3 steals per night, or at least 2 steals per night. The leader is Morgan Thomas, averaging 2.9. She's followed by Mallory Vasky at 2.7 and Sydney Baumgartner at 2.5. So there's your rundown on both teams. Again, we got the Starmont Stars coming into town to take on your Central City Wildcats. If you're just tuning in, I'm David Warrington. We're about 6 minutes away from tip-off here between the Stars and the Wildcats for Tri-Rivers West Conference varsity basketball. Well, we've got some time here. We'll go ahead and take a look at both teams' records to this point in the season so far. Kind of take a look at how they've gotten to where they are so far this year, what games they've won, what games they've lost. First, taking a look at the Wildcats here. As I said, they come in 8-6, so a pretty solid season so far for the Wildcats. They opened their season December 12th at Midland, the game they won 36-16. They then hosted the Central Elkader Warriors, won 48-36, and then they hosted Alburnett and won 60-40. They traveled to Starmont the first time these two teams played and won 62-23. They then lost 3 straight at Springville, lost 52-19. Versus Maquoketa Valley in the last game before winter break, lost 48-39. And then in the first game back from winter break at Calamus-Wheatland, lost 41-34. January 5th, they traveled to Edgewood to take on Edgewood-Colesburg Vikings in a game they won 53-45. And then on the 8th, they hosted East Buchanan and won 39-35. On January 12th, they traveled to Troy Mill to take on the Northland Lynx, a game they lost 70-50. Then they hosted the Springville Orioles in a game they lost 64-29. This is game number 4 of the week for both the boys and girls. The girls are so far 2-1. On Monday, they traveled to Dunkerton to take on the Raiders in a game they won 52-31. They traveled to Alburnett on Tuesday, lost 45-28 there. And last night, they hosted the Cedar Valley Christian Huskies in a game they came out on top 64-4. So there's a look at your Wildcats coming into tonight. Now we'll take a look here at the Starmont Stars. They come in, as I said, 3-12 on the season. They began their season with a home game against East Buchanan. They lost 54-20. They then went on a hot streak, winning 3 games in a row. Versus Oline, they won 39-25. They traveled to Springville to take on the Cedar Valley Christian Huskies in a game they won 49-15. And they traveled to Lisbon to play the Lions, where they won 41-37. They haven't been able to pick up a win since that point, however, as they lost to West Central 34-32 in just a 2-point game there. At North Lynn, they lost 72-17, again in their first game at home against your Central City Wildcats. The Wildcats were victorious 62-23. Versus Easton Valley, they fell 56-46. At Alburnett, they lost 58-23. At home against Marquette Catholic, they won at 52-31. At Springville, lost 66-16. Versus Maquoketa Valley, lost 61-20. Versus Edgewood Colesburg, they lost 62-29. At East Buchanan, they lost 58-27. And as I said in the open, their most recent game was a loss on the 19th against the Northland Lynx, 66-16. So they had that little hot streak there early in the year. They won 3 out of their first 4, started the year 3-1, but it's been downhill from there, and they haven't been able to pick up a win since that point. They're definitely hungry for a win. Wildcats have to come out ready to play. Can't let that record get them into thinking they don't have to compete hard tonight, because they certainly do. Tri-Rivers Conference basketball always has to be ready to go. Never know. Every team's always giving their best effort every night, so you've always got to be ready to go in the Tri-Rivers Conference. So we're under 3 minutes now, about 2:45 until we tip things off here from Central City. The Stars are to my left, warming up in their black uniforms with yellow trim. They've got their shooting shirts as well, black and yellow on that. Wildcats to my right, shooting around, working on free throws. They're in their white uniforms with black trim, and they got their black shooting shirts as well. So if you're just joining us, I'm David Warrington. We're coming to you from Central City High School tonight for Tri-Rivers West Conference basketball between the Starmont Stars and your Central City Wildcats. Girls varsity contest is up first. The Stars come in 3-12. The Wildcats come in 8-6. So now clock continues to roll down to about 2 minutes here until we get things started. As an hour under 2 minutes, down to about 1:45. This will be the Wildcats' 4th game of the week. They do have one more. Tomorrow they'll be traveling up to Clinton to take on the Prince of Peace Irish. That's a solid Prince of Peace team in a Tri-Rivers West versus East matchup. So the Wildcats will have to bring their best to that one. They'll be back at it on the 26th.
I just fixed that. Did you unplug from the camera? What? Did you unplug your computer from NFHS? No, I don't think so. I think what's happening is it buffers the NFHS. Does it? I don't know why. Is it not? Oh, really? The NFHS isn't? No. Oh. But if yours is working, that's good. Yeah, like there's no video at all? It's software. Oh, okay. But it's like, are you plugged into it? Yeah, I just plugged it in. I forgot to. That shouldn't affect the video, though. Why? Like, I test it every day. Yeah. And then you plug in someone else. I don't know if it's something or not. You have to be plugged into the NFHS to broadcast. No, that's just for the sound to go on the NFHS. Can you take that out? I can. There just won't be any sound on there, but if it's not... That's okay. I'll see if we can at least get video. Okay.
All right, so about to meet starting lineups here. Both teams over on their benches. Down to 10 seconds on the clock. And then we'll be meeting tonight's starting lineups. Buzzer sounds. Follow along with Mrs. Hackman as we meet tonight's starters for both sides.
Home of the Central City Wildcats. Tonight we would like to welcome the Starmont Stars. And we will start with starting lineups.
Now meet tonight's starting lineups for the Stars. The junior, number 15, Mallory Vasky. Sophomore, number 33, Savannah Mesplay.
Number 35, junior Morgan Thomas.
Junior, number 35, Morgan Thomas.
43,
Junior, number 43, Kiera Stager. And junior, number 45, Sydney Baumgartner. Assistant coaches for the Stars are Matt Vags and Sarah Hawkins. Starmont's head coach is Jerry Bentley. Now starters for the Wildcats.
Starter number 3, senior Emma Treidel.
Senior number 3, Emma Treidel.
Number 5, junior Natalie Noonan.
Junior number 5, Natalie Noonan.
Number 13, senior Emma Pritchard.
senior number 13, Emma Fritcher.
Number 22, junior Briley Brooks.
Junior number 22, Briley Brooks.
And number 25, junior Sarah
And junior number 25, Sarah Reed. Assistant coach for the Wildcats is Lisa Reed. Central City's head coach is Henry Martinson. We'll take a quick break here as we play our national anthem.
tonight are Keith Raff, Grant Fennell, and Roger Johnson. If everyone would rise for the playing of our national anthem. Thank you.
All right, there's our national anthem, and we're just about set to go here for Tri-Rivers Conference basketball between the Starmont Stars and your Central City Wildcats. Again, the Wildcats going with their usual starting lineup of Treidel, Noonan, Fritcher, Brooks, and Reed. They'll be wearing white, and they'll be working left to right to start tonight's contest. Stars on their bench, about to come out onto the floor. And we'll get things underway tonight. Fritcher will jump for the Wildcats as they're out on the floor ready to go. Stars still on their bench. As they break the huddle and make their way onto the floor, wearing their traveling black uniforms with gold trim. They're going with Vasky, Stager, Baumgartner, Thomas, and Fenton. Or excuse me, and mess play. Fritcher will jump for the Wildcats as we are underway. Wildcats control the tip, ends up in the hands of Brooks, and Central City will have it first as they bring it up the floor over to Treidel right wing. Looking around, top of the key to Noonan. Thinks about a three, now gets it back to Treidel on the right wing. Looking down low to Reed. Gets it in there, she's doubled. Over to Brooks. Brooks, three-pointer top of the key is no good, off the rim. Looks like Treidel's gonna pick up the offensive rebound. She kicks it over to Brooks, almost loses it. Now over to Noonan on the right wing. Down low to Reed. She gets high-low action going to Fritcher. Her shot's no good. Rebounded by the Stars. Pulled down by Vasky. She'll hand it over to Mez play as she'll bring it up the floor. Noonan guarding her right at half court. Bounce pass over to Thomas. Into the corner. Now back to Thomas. Attacking the rim. She puts up her shot. It's no good. Rebounded by Vasky, but Treidel takes it away. And the Wildcats will have it. Treidel bringing it up the floor for the Wildcats now. Top of the key. Picks up her dribble over to Noonan on the right wing. Looking down low to Reed. Reed on the baseline. Top of the key to Brooks. Loses it. Noonan gets it back. She falls down. Trips on the basketball. Now Brooks gets it. Attacking the hoop. She puts up a layup. It's good as the Wildcats open the scoring here tonight. Briley Brooks gets the first points on the board as the Wildcats lead 2-0 just over a minute in. Now, ball's loose. Looks like we may have a foul here. As Mez plays pass went out of bounds, but there was a foul first. It's going to go against Emma Treidel. That is her first foul of the night, team foul number 1. 6:45 to go here in the first. 2-0 lead for the Wildcats. Stars will throw it in from in front of the Wildcats bench. Stager will throw it in for Starmont. Gets it into Baumgartner in the corner. Fakes a three. Guarded by Reed. Dribbling it up now. Going the right wing. Now dribbling up to the top of the key. Stars look to reset the offense here as they bounce pass over to the left wing. Now ball's tipped. Back to Baumgartner now on the left wing. Three-pointer on the way is good. That's Sydney Baumgartner. Three-pointer from the left wing as the Stars take the lead here 3-2. Minute and a half into the ball game. Swing pass over right wing to Treidel. Looking around. Now gets it to Sarah Reed. A mid-range jumper from Sarah is off the mark. Rebounded by Treidel. Puts it up, and a foul is going to be called. Good hustle there by Treidel. She secures the offensive rebound. Takes the contact, and she will get to go to the line to shoot 2 for the Wildcats. 6:09 to go here in the first. 3-2. Starmont leads it early. Treidel's first free throw on the way. That one is no good, a little bit off the mark. She'll get one more. First foul, that was foul against Stager, Kiara Stager of the Stars. Her first team foul, number 1. As Treidel will get a chance for one more here for the Wildcats. Second free throw on the way is no good off the front of the rim. Reed nearly secures the offensive rebound. Treidel does. Top the key to Reed. Now over the left wing. Treidel dribbling up the court. Now gives it a high post to Fritcher. Nice pass down low to Reed. Her shot's no good, but she's fouled. And so Sarah Reed will now get to go to the line for a chance at 2 for the Wildcats. Foul was against Sydney Baumgartner, her first team foul, number 2, as Reed's first free throw on the way. It's no good. Left it a bit short. She'll have a chance for one more here. Wildcats trail by 1. This free throw would tie it if Reed's able to knock it through. Second free throw on the way. That one is good. So Reed goes 1 of 2. We're tied at 3 apiece here. Just over 2 minutes into the game. Wildcats going to press in the full court. Inbounds pass is stolen away nearly. It's going to be saved by Noonan as she keeps it in bounds. Comes up with the steal. As Treidel's going to bring it up the floor here over to Noonan. Attacking the basket. Picks up her dribble. Getting it down low to Fritcher. Nice skip pass to Reed. She can't finish at the rim. And a cheap foul there about 90 feet from the hoop by Noonan. As the Stars will have it. First foul called against Noonan tonight. Team foul number 2. Wildcats still sitting in their full court press as it's going to be Stager looking to throw it in for the Stars. Bounce pass into Mesplay. Good defense there by Noonan. Mesplay bringing it up the floor. Crossing half court, attacking the hoop. Bounce pass. It's on the floor, picked up. Three-pointer on the way is good. Mallory Vasky knocks down a 3. That's a long 2. Just 2-pointer there as it's 5-3. Inside pass to Fritcher. Sarah Reed, mid-range jumper from the baseline is no good. Left it too long. Rebounded by Noonan. So the Wildcats will get it back. Top of the key to Brooks. Dribbling to her right. Bounce pass over to Treidel. Treidel dribbling it up now. Gets it in the short corner to Reed. Now over to Noonan at the free throw line, attacking. Puts it up. Her shot is no good. And it's going to be rebounded by the Stars. Pass is almost thrown away there by Starmont, but they come up with it. Baumgartner bringing it up the floor now. Has it on the left wing. And she hands it off to Mesplay. Mesplay guarded all the way at half court by Noonan. 4:45 to go in the first. Starmont leads at 5-3. Bounce pass into the corner. That's Baumgartner attacking baseline. She looked like she traveled, but no call. And Noonan comes up with a steal. Noonan attacking the floor here, 2-on-1, or 1-on-2 rather. She puts it up, no good. Rebounded by the Stars, and we got a foul. Morgan Thomas was the one that was fouled after she pulled down the board. We'll see who they got for it. Got a couple subs here for the Wildcats. Bailey Weber and Hannah Kramer both entering the game for the first time tonight. The foul was against Emma Fritcher, her first team foul number 3. As Stager will throw it in for the Stars, gets it in to Vasky. Vasky bringing up the floor for the Stars now, using the sideline. Skip pass nearly stolen by Reed. Stars attacking, gets it over to Vasky. Down low, Baumgartner's shot on the way is too short, rebounded by Fritcher. Ball stolen away, however, ends up back in the hands of Baumgartner, and she's fouled on her shot attempt. She'll go to the line for 2. Be Sydney Baumgartner shooting a pair of free throws here for the Stars. That was the first foul against Hannah Kramer tonight, team foul number 4, as Baumgartner knocks down her first free throw. First sub here of the night. It's going to be Addie Munger checking in for the Stars as Baumgartner attempts her second free throw. Baumgartner's second free throw on the way is good as well, so she knocks down both. 7-3 our score. Weber bringing it up the floor for the Wildcats. Gets it over to Brooks in the right corner, now right wing to Reed. Skip pass over to Kramer, and she goes top of the key to Weber. Now free throw line to Reed. Inside to Fritcher. Ball's on the floor, it's loose. Starmont has it. Looks like we're going to get a jump ball. Possession arrow favors the Stars. So we go on the other way with it here. Munger will throw it in. Bounce pass gets in to Mezplay. Now back to Munger. Now back to Mezplay. Trying to break this full court press from the Wildcats. Using a retreat dribble. Now gets past Kramer down the sideline. Bounce pass over to Thomas. Stars looking to run the offense here. Mezplay has it, top of the key, guarded by Weber. Picks up her dribble, bounce pass over to Munger. Now to Thomas, inside to Munger, off the mark, but Baumgartner comes up with it. Bounce pass, shots on the way, it's too long, no good. Shot by Vasky off the mark, offensive rebound pulled down by the Stars. Looks like it's gonna be Bailey Weber coming up with the steal there. Nice job by Bailey to get a hold of the ball. Brooks bringing it up the floor. Attacking the hoop, puts it up. Good take there by Brooks, but she couldn't quite finish at the rim. As Stars will bring it the other way here. 7-3 our score. Starmont leads it early. Mezplay has it. Trying to get through the Wildcat defense. Bounce pass. Three-pointer from Stager on the way is no good, but we have a foul. I believe it's going to be three free throws, and yes, it is. I think they got Brooks on the foul. As Morgan Thomas will go to the free throw line for 3 shots after being fouled in the three-point attempt. That was Brooks' first free throw, team foul number 5. First free throw on the way is good. She knocks down the first. She'll get 2 more. She was fouled on the three-pointer. Second free throw on the way. That was off the mark, no good, off the front of the rim. Emma Treidel and Natalie Noonan, they're going to check into the game for Central City. It's going to be Brooks and Fritcher coming out. As Thomas has 1 more. Third and final free throw on the way, left it short. Shot was no good, and the free throw shooter was across the line early anyway, so it wouldn't have counted regardless. So 8-3 our score here with 3 minutes to play in the first. Noonan to throw it in, gets it into Kramer. She's doubled right away, gets it back to Noonan, trying to cross half court. She picks up her dribble, looking for somewhere to go with it. Got to be getting close to 10 seconds here as Coach Martinson of the Wildcats calls timeout, as they were definitely closing in on that 10 seconds. That would have been a turnover, so wise timeout there by Coach Martinson of the Wildcats. So with 2:51 remaining in the first quarter, our score, Starmont 8, Central City 3. Looks like we just have a 30-second timeout here, as both teams are still up over on their bench talking, trying to figure out what they need to do. Wildcats off to a bit of a slow start here, trailing 8-3 here. 2:51 to go in the first. Starmont back onto the court. Wildcats break their huddle. They're going to come out with Weber, Treidel, Noonan, Kramer, and Reed. Starmont not pressing anymore, as they've gone back into half court. Noonan will takes the inbounds pass from Kramer, and she'll bring it up the floor, crossing half court. Over to Kramer on the right wing. Now back top of the key to Weber. Weber looking around, gets it over to Treidel, right wing. Now to Kramer, down low to Reed. Takes one hard dribble, puts it up, it's good. Sarah Reed finishes on the inside. Wildcats still trail, but only by 3 now. It's 8-5. As Vasky will bring it up the floor for the Stars. She gives it over to Thomas, now down low. Ball's tipped, stolen away by Treidel. Running the floor, gives it to Kramer. Her shot's on the way, it's good. And the foul. Great finish through contact there by Hannah Kramer, as she'll get to go to the line for referees talking about they did confirm the basket there, so 8-7 our score. Team foul number 3, the one against Baumgartner, so that's her second. As Kramer will shoot 1 at the free throw line. On the way, it is good. So she finishes a 3-point play. We're all tied up 8-8. Wildcats have looked like a different ball club coming out of that timeout, so definitely some wise words said there by Coach Martinson as Wildcats trapping in the full court. Emma Treidel comes up with a steal on the full court press. Noonan attacking the basket. Out to Kramer. Kramer top of the key, swings it over to Noonan. Noonan looking around, trying to find somewhere to go with it. Gets it Treidel on the right wing. Trying to get it down low to Reed. Good job by Reed there to secure it. Over to Kramer. Kramer going to step into a long 2. It's no good. A lot of contact there. Kramer ends up on the ground. And it looks like we got a timeout taken by the Stars this time. So Coach Bentley of Starmont wants to talk it over quickly. So 1:46 to go here in the first quarter. We're tied up, Central City 8, Starmont 8. Yeah, I did. Red was right, yeah. they said they got it, but I don't. Mac was trying to.
There was just an email right here. He says keep reset. It's still.
Oh, I didn't see that. Okay.
So I don't know.
They said.
I'm gonna just.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna go listen to your broadcast.
Okay.
Make sure at least your side.
Okay. So Wildcats coming back onto the floor here. That's Keith. As far as NFHS goes, we've been having some troubles with that tonight. Cindy McCarthy was just up here trying to get things figured out. She's going to go check that out. So sorry about the technical difficulties over on the NFHS broadcast system. So hopefully we can have that figured out quickly as the Stars will throw it in. Bounce pass gets in to Mezplay. Now skip pass down to Thomas. Her pass is loose. It's picked up by Baumgartner. As now we got a ball on the floor. Looks like we're going to have a jump ball. Good hustle there by Hannah Kramer to get on the ground and secure the jump ball. Possession arrow was in favor of the Wildcats this time, so they will have it. A minute and a half to go here, tied 8 apiece as Noonan brings it up. Top of the key, now over to Weber in the corner. Right wing to Kramer. She gets it inside to Reed. Reed takes one dribble, down low to Noonan. Nice pass there from Reed. Noonan can't finish at the rim, but she takes the contact. Is fouled, and she will go to the line for 2. And looks like that is going to be foul number 3 against Baumgartner of the Stars. So she's in early foul trouble here as Noonan going to the line for a pair of free throws. First one is good. So Wildcats take the lead for the first time in a while. Emma Fritcher checking back into the game as Reed will go to the bench. Second free throw on the way from Noonan, no good. Rebound picked up by Vasky. The Stars will have it. Stars trying to get past half court. Mezplay does bring it across the timeline. Looking to get downhill now. She gets it over to Thomas. Her shot is well off the mark. Rebounded by Mezplay. Blocked out of bounds. Last touch by the Wildcats. It's going to be Briley Brooks checking back into the game here for Central City. It's going to be inbounds pass into the corner to Mezplay. Inside, passes tip, ball's on the ground. Tridal has it. Looks like we may have a jump ball, and we do. Jump ball. It's going to be in favor of Starmont this time. Starmont will throw it in from the baseline. It's going to be Stager throwing it in. Looking around, gets it top of the key. Ball's tipped out of bounds. Who touched it last? Looks like it's off of the Stars, so the Wildcats will have it. Took a minute of the discussion there from the refs, but they got it figured out. Central City will have it. Sarah Reed's going to check back into the game for the Wildcats. It looks like Emma Tridal is going to go to the bench. Under a minute to go here in quarter number 1. Wildcats lead 9-8. Fritcher will throw it in, and Noonan will bring it up. Under a minute to play here in quarter number 1. Over to Weber on the left wing, into the corner to Brooks. Looking around, gets it high post to Reed. Nice pass down low to Fritcher, and she finishes at the rim. Reed to Fritcher. We've seen that connection a few times this year. There's another one there as the Wildcats lead 11-8. Vasquez double teamed in the full court, gives it over to Stager. Now Thomas. Back to Mezplay that was. My apologies. Correction there. Mezplay top of the key. Double teamed as she's dribbling to her left. In a retreat dribble, we're down to 15 seconds and counting here in quarter number 1. Pass over to Vasquez, top of the key, guarded by Weber. Now back to Mezplay. Trying to get to the rim. Pass down low. Basket is good by Stager. Off the assist from Mezplay. 3 seconds and counting. Noonan skip over to Weber. Her shot on the way is no good off the glass. And that's going to do it here for quarter number 1. We've played 8 minutes of basketball from Central City. Our score, Central City 11, Starmont 10. And while we got a break here, I'll go ahead and give a shout out to our sponsor, Next Bank. Next Bank combines the values of a locally owned, independent Eastern Iowa community bank with expanded services and the latest technology to meet our customers' fast-moving lifestyle. Bank on your success with Next Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. So 1 quarter down, 3 to go here as the Wildcats hold the 1-point lead after 1 quarter of play. Possession arrow looks to be in favor of the Wildcats, so they should be getting the ball first to start quarter number 2. Wildcats coming out of their huddle. They're going to come out and start the second half with the same 5 that started the game. They're going with Reed, Noonan, Fritcher, Treidel, and Brooks. So Wildcats back out onto the floor here. As I said, they will get it first. Stars coming out as well. As Fritcher will throw it in, gets it into Noonan. We're underway here in quarter number 2. Noonan bringing it up, picks up her dribble, gets it into the left wing to Brooks. She gets the free throw line to Reed. Bounce pass inside to Fritcher, looking for somewhere to go with it. Now gets it out to Reed on the left corner. Skip pass inside to Noonan. Nice pass there from Reed. Ball's going to be blocked out of bounds. The Wildcats will get it back. After a nice pass from Reed, Noonan's shot was blocked. Reed will throw it in. Wildcats in a box set, out to Noonan, top of the key. Gets it into Reed. Reed, long two-pointer on the way. It's good. Sarah Reed knocks down the long 2. Wildcats lead at 13-10. 7.5 to go in the second. Mess play has it. Bounce pass over to Steger. Over to Vasky. Dangerous pass there. She secures it. Working 4-on-1 as the Wildcats hustle back to provide some help. Steger's shot off the mark. Briley hustling for the rebound. And we're going to have a jump ball. Possession arrow favors the Stars this time as the Wildcats just got it to start the quarter. So Starmont will have it. Steger's going to throw it in front of the Wildcat bench. Starmont stacking it up right at the free throw line. Inbounds pass goes to Mess play. Mess play guarded by Brooks. Dribbling right. Picks it up. Gets it inside. Munger looking for somewhere to go with it. Down low. Steger's shot is no good. Off the mark. She gets her own board. That shot's no good either as Reed comes up with the rebound. And she's going to hand it off to Noonan, who will bring it up the floor for the Wildcats. Brooks on the left wing thinks about a 3. Now skip over to Treidel on the right wing. Short corner to Noonan. Top of the key to Brooks. Briley Brooks. Open look from 3. It's no good off the front of the rim. Rebounded by Mesplay. But good job of Briley Brooks there, forcing the jump ball. Didn't get a 3-pointer to go, but kept hustling. Forced a jump ball. Wildcats will get it as Reed will throw it in from underneath the basket. Wildcats in a box set again. Same thing this time as top of the key to Noonan. Now back to Reed. Reed, 3-pointer from the corner is good. Sarah Reed knocks down the 3 from the right corner. And we've got a timeout by the Stars. With 6:39 remaining in the second quarter, our score, Central City 16, Starmont 10. As I'll take this chance to give a shout out to Next Bank quickly. Next Bank is what's next. Next Bank is your bank for what's next. Your next car, next home, next business, next phase of life, or next adventure. All are within reach with a Next Bank loan. 5 locations to serve you: Central City, Cedar Rapids, Marion, Coralville, and Waterloo. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. So the Stars back onto the floor now. Wildcats join them. As the Wildcats in a full court press here. Bounce pass inside, goes in to Vasky. She gives it over to Mesplay. Good pressure being applied by the Wildcats in this full court press. Pass is tipped by Fritcher, but it ends up in the hands of Steger. Down court pass to Munger, and she's going to bring it up the floor. Gets it over to Mesplay in the right corner as they're working in the the right wing rather, as they're working in the half court now. Looks like Wildcats in a 2-3 zone, but they're going to extend it a little bit. Into the corner to Thomas. Now Steger, and we're going to be called for a travel here as Steger move the pivot foot. Turnover there for the Stars. The Wildcats will bring it the other way, leading by 6 here, 16-10. Inbounds pass to Noonan, as she'll bring it across half court, and the Wildcats will set things up. Over left wing to Brooks. Dribbling, trying to get to the hoop. Now gives it over to Noonan. One hard dribble, puts it up, no good. It's going to be rebounded, looks like by by Vasky of the Stars, as Mesplay will bring it up the sideline. Attacking the hoop. Nearly loses her dribble, over to Munger. Shot is no good. Ball's tipped, rebounded by Brooks. And she'll bring it up for the Wildcats. Brooks over to Noonan, left wing, attacking the hoop. She's been very aggressive this game. That one is going to be tipped by the Stars, out of bounds, no good. Bailey Weber and Hannah Kramer are going to check back in for the Wildcats. Noonan and Treidel go to the bench. Also, Anita Vasky checking in for the first time tonight for the Stars. Looks like Munger's the one that went out for Starmont, as Reed will throw it in from underneath the Wildcats hoop. Inbounds pass is tipped. Going to go out of bounds off of the Stars. It was tipped out of bounds by Thomas. As the Wildcats will throw it in from the sideline this time. Kramer throws it into Weber, and she gets it into the corner to Reed. Going down low to Fritcher. Her pass is tipped out of bounds, as the Wildcats will keep it. 5.5 to play here in the second quarter. 16-10 lead for the Wildcats. Kramer will throw it in from underneath the hoop. Inbounds pass high, top of the key to Weber. Now over to Treidel on the right wing. Three-pointer from Emma Treidel on the way is no good. It's going to be out of bounds, it looks like, off of the Wildcats, so Starmont will take it. As Stager will throw it in for the Stars. Wildcats still sitting in a full court press. Inbounds pass goes to Mesplay. Guarded by Fritcher in the full court. Now over to Stager. Gets to Vasky, and she's going to be bumped. Looks like Treidel's going to be whistled for the foul there, as Wildcats are one away from being over the limit. That was team foul number 6. A couple subs here for, nope, just one sub for the Stars. It's going to be Geraldine Fedler checking in for the first time tonight for the Stars. That was Treidel's second foul, team foul number 6, as Mesplay will bring it up for Starmont. Crossing half court. Wildcats lead by 6 here as Mesplay has it on the right wing. Tipped by Weber. She gets it back into the corner to Stager. Looking for somewhere to go with it. Back to Mesplay, and she walked before she put it down. So another turnover there for the Stars, as the Wildcats will have it. Weber's going to bring it up for the Wildcats. 5 minutes to play here in quarter number 2. Weber on the right wing. Looks like the Wildcats running the set play here. Sarah Reed. Shot is good from the mid-range. Got it to go from the short corner. As the Wildcats lead by 8. 18-10 our score. Bounce pass into Mesplay. Back to Stager. Down court pass to Vasky. Picks up her dribble. Passes it back to Mesplay. Top of the key. Picks up her dribble. Passes tipped, but the Stars get it back. Gets into the hands of Vasky. Into the corner. Fakes a 3 there. Back to Vasky, left wing. She will take the 3 on the way. It's good. Got the deep three-pointer to go from the wing. 18-13 is our score. 4:20 to play in the second quarter. Weber over to Kramer. Into the corner to Reed. Down low to Fritcher. She'll skip it across to Weber. Mid-range shot from Weber is a bit short, off the mark. Rebounded by Vasky. And she'll kick it over to Mesplay, and she'll bring it up for the Stars. Halfway through our second quarter here, 18-13 lead for the Wildcats. Pass into the corner to Vasky. Her three-pointer is good. She knocks down 2 in a row. Just like that, it's back to a 2-point game, 18-16. After 2 3-pointers made by Mallory Vasky. Steal. Ball going the other way now. Mesplay has her shot blocked, but a foul. Looked like Weber got a lot of ball there, but they whistle her for the foul. Coach Martinson doesn't agree with the call. It didn't look like she got much, but they did whistle her for the foul there. That was her first team foul number 7, as Mesplay will go to the line for 2. First free throw on the way. That one's no good off back iron. She'll get a chance for one more as Natalie Noonan's going to re-enter the game for the Wildcats. Baumgartner's at the scorer's table for the Stars, but she won't come in quite yet. She will be getting the shooter, as Mesplay set to attempt her second. Second shot on the way. It is good. She makes 1 of 2. As now Sydney Baumgartner will check into the game. Mesplay will go to the bench. 3:42 to go in the second quarter. 18-17 lead for the Wildcats. Weber's going to bring it up. Now she gives it over to Noonan. Stars back in their full court press. Skip pass across court to Weber. Into the corner to Kramer. Down low to Fritcher. Pass is tipped into the hands of Stager. It's going to nearly go out of bounds, but Vasky keeps it from doing so, and the Stars will control it. Bringing it across half court. They do have a chance to take the lead here. Down 1. Top of the key to Baumgartner. Looking to get some offense going. There's nearly a foul there as the Stars going to bring it up top of the key. That's Fedler has it. Into the hands of Baumgartner on the left wing. Now into the corner to Stager. Back to Baumgartner. Her shot's no good. Rebounded by Noonan as she is going down the court here. Going to put up a shot. It's good. What a finish there from Natalie Noonan. Tough finish at the rim. Getting it to go. 20-17 our score. Wildcats lead. Ball's going to go out of bounds off the hands of Stager. So the Wildcats will get it as it's going to be Autumn Kepler checking into the game here for Starmont. Her first appearance tonight. Briley Brooks also going to check in for the Wildcats. She will replace Hannah Kramer. Fritcher to throw it in here. 2:50 to go in the second quarter. 20-17 lead for the Wildcats. Weber has it, top of the key. Into the right wing to Brooks. Now over to Reed. Reed's going to take the corner 3. It's good. Sarah Reed knocks down another jumper. This one a three-pointer, 23-17 our score. Baumgartner picks up a dribble over to Vasky, still working in the backcourt, now crossing over into the front court. Inside pass, goes to Vasky, her shot is good. As Anita Vasky finishes at the rim, 23-19 our score. 2:20 to play in the second. Noonan bringing it up the floor, picks up her dribble now. Over to Weber. High post to Reed, down low to Brooks, she takes one dribble, puts it up, it's good. Briley Brooks finishes at the rim, assisted by Reed. Inbounds pass is gonna go to Baumgartner. Bounce pass over to Stager, and back to Baumgartner, who's gonna bring it across half court for the Stars. She'll bring it back, gonna run the offense here. Using a screen set by Kepler. Picks up her dribble now. A little bit of trouble here as Noonan's applying the pressure into the corner to Stager. Now back out to Kepler. Inside to Stager. Her shot on the way is no good. Reed gets the rebound. She'll bring it up. Passes it over to Fritcher. Fritcher back to Reed now. Top of the key to Noonan. Noonan dribbling to the right. Minute and a half to go here in the second. Bounce pass to Reed. Bailey Weber, three-pointer from the left wing. No good. Rebounded by Reed. Nearly loses it. Gets it inside to Noonan. Natalie Noonan finishes at the rim. Sarah Reed with yet another assist. She leads the team in that category. She gets another one there. As Baumgartner will bring it across the timeline here into the front court for the Stars. Picks up her dribble. Looking for someone to go with it here on the right wing. Bounce pass over to Vasky. She'll take the three-pointer. It's on the way. It's good. Mallory Vasky shooting it well for the Stars in this first half. 27-22 our score. Under a minute to go in half number one. Weber into the short corner to Brooks. Down low to Fritcher. Her shot is partially blocked. Picked up by Stager of the Stars. And Vasky will bring it up for Starmont. 45 seconds and counting to go in the first quarter. Baumgartner has it on the right wing, guarded by Brooks. Dribbling up the floor here. Nearly loses it. Bounce pass to Kepler. Now gets it to Baumgartner. Mid-range jumper, too short, no good. Rebounded. On the floor now, Stager comes up with it. Lowers her shoulder, puts up a shot, no good. It's going to go out of bounds. It looks like we do have a foul here as Reed came up with it. Foul's going to be against Mallory Vasky of the Stars. That is her first, team foul number 5. As Addie Munger checked into the ball game for the Stars. We got 15 seconds to go here in half number 1. Into the corner to Brooks. Wildcats have a chance to take the last shot. Noonan top of the key. Three-pointer on the way from Reed. It's no good. Couldn't get that one to go as Vasky pulls down the board. 6 seconds and counting, down to 5. Crossing half court. Noonan going to be called for the foul, and that'll be free throws. As we are over the limit, she'll go to the line for 1 and 1. Again, Mallory Vasky's the shooter here for the Stars. That is going to be Noonan's second foul of the ball game, team foul number 8. As Vasky's shooting 1 and 1. First free throw on the way. It's no good off the rim. Fritcher pulls down the board. Bailey Weber, half-court shot is just a bit off the mark. Looked like it had the distance, but left it a little bit to the left. And that is going to do it here for the first half. We've played 16 minutes of basketball here from Central City. Our score, Central City 27, Starmont 22. So the Wildcats lead by 5 here, halfway through the ball game. With a physical first half, both teams were having a lot of contact as it looked like some fouls weren't called. It was just kind of a scrappy game there as the Stars have managed to stick around here through one half of play. Wildcats will look to use that 5-point advantage and extend it further in this second half. So we are at halftime here, 9 minutes, 15 seconds and counting until we get back underway for half number 2. If you're just tuning in, I'm David Warrington. I'm coming to you from Central City High School for tonight's Tri-Rivers West varsity basketball matchup between the Starmont Stars and the Central City Wildcats. The Wildcats hold a 5-point lead here as they lead 27-22. Something to note here, the Stars have scored nearly as many points in this first half as they did the last time the Wildcats played in the whole game. Wildcats won that last contest 62-23. Starmont put up 22 points in this first half. So 8.5 and counting here before we get things underway. Both teams in their locker rooms talking things over. So again, this is game number 4 this week for the Wildcats. They've had 3 already. 2-1 in the week, looking to move to 3-1, and then hopefully 5-1 tomorrow. But got to take care of Starmont in this second half before they can look to Prince of Peace. They will have a Saturday game. Varsity Bound says 1 o'clock tip-off in Clinton against the Prince of Peace Irish to conclude their busy 5-game week. And then just 4 more games at the varsity level for the Wildcats before they get into postseason play. They will travel to Delhi to take on the Maquoketa Valley Wildcats on January 26th. On January 29th, they will travel to Edgewood to take on the Edgewood-Colesburg Vikings. Or excuse me, that game will actually be in Central City. My apologies. There'll be a home game against the Vikings. They will travel then on February 2nd to Winthrop to take on the East Buchanan Buccaneers. And they will finish the regular season on February 5th in a home game against the Northland Lynx, and that will be senior night as the Wildcats host the Lynx on February 5th.
What? Oh, tonight.
Correction, tonight is actually senior night, so my apologies for that. Shout out to Lynette Kramer for correcting me there. So 6:45 and counting now before we get things underway for the second half. Again, Wildcats lead by 5 against the Stars, 27-22. So 6 minutes and counting now as both teams remain in the locker room, talking things over with their coaches. Still anybody's game at this point. 5-point lead for the Wildcats as we got 16 minutes left to play. We'll have a varsity boys game coming up after this as well. So make sure you stick around for that. 5.5 and counting now. So now we're down to 5 minutes and counting before we get things underway for half number 2 here from Central City between the Starmont Stars and your Central City Wildcats. An interesting thing to note here, we did have Class 1A and 2A district assignments come out for the boys. Obviously, this is the girls' game right now, but do have postseason assignments for the boys side of things. Looks like the Wildcats are going to be in District 7 this postseason. That district includes Calamus-Wheatland, Central City, Easton Valley, Marquette Catholic, Midland, Morningstar Academy, North Cedar, Prince of Peace, and Wapello. So there's where your Central City Wildcat boys team will be. There's the teams that will be in their district. They'll have to get through those teams to try to advance through the postseason, but that just came out today, earlier around 11 o'clock this afternoon. So something interesting to note there is the Stars exit the locker room, coming onto the floor here over their bench as they get set for half number 2. Under 4 minutes now, about 3:45 to go before we play half number 2. So the Stars back over by their bench. Presumably going to come get some shots up before we get things started here in half number 2. Stars shooting around in the basket to my right, getting some shots up, getting things set to go. Wildcats just now exiting their locker room, coming back onto the floor. As they will be warming up on the basket to my right, as we've got 3 minutes to go here before we get things started for half number 2. Main source of offense in that first half for the Stars was Mallory Vasky, the junior, knocked down at least 3 threes, may have been 4. She's not the leading scorer on this team. That title goes to Sydney Baumgartner. But she managed to knock down at least 3 threes that I can think of for sure. So she has at least 9 points, so she's gone well over her scoring average already. Wildcats will look to recognize the shooter there. She's got the hot hand. And make sure they're doing a better job of getting, or closing out on her, making sure she's not getting a good look in half number 2. That's been the main source of offense here for the Stars. Wildcats have had a nice shooting night from Sarah Reed, as she's scored the majority of their 27 points. They've had other players helping out as well. Natalie Noonan's gotten some shots to go. Emma Treidel, Briley Brooks, Emma Fritcher all pitching in. We'll be ticked down towards the second half here. Minute 45 and counting. As the referees have come back out onto the floor as well, so we're just about getting set to play here for half number 2. 1.5 minutes and counting now. Again, Wildcats to my left, getting some shots up on that basket. Stars doing the same thing over on my right. Wildcats heading back over to their basket, or excuse me, to their bench now, as they will get ready for half number 2. Stars getting some last-minute shots, as presumably they will be heading over to the bench as well momentarily. Coach Martinson giving the Wildcats some last-minute instructions here as we are under a minute to go before the second half. Stars starting to head over to their bench as well before we get things going here for half number 2. Down under 30 seconds and counting now, as it looks like the Stars will get the ball first. Possession arrow in their favor. So Starmont will get the first crack at things here in half number 2. Wildcats break their huddle, come out onto the floor. They will go with the 5 at the start of the game, going with Treidel, Reed, Noonan, Brooks, and Fritcher. Those will be the 5 out there for the Wildcats. They'll start on defense. They'll be defending the basket to my right. They'll be working right to left. Starmont will be working left to right here in this second half. Stars just now making their way onto the floor. As Starmont will get it first. Stager throws it in. Mess play will bring it up, and we're underway here for half number 2. Mess play crossing half court. Noonan and Brooks right there to greet her. Some aggressive defense being played by the Wildcats early in the second half. Bounce pass. Now top of the key to Vasky. Vasky on the left wing, dribbling it back. Now over to Mess play, top of the key. Bounce pass to Baumgartner. She's playing with 3 fouls. She's got to be careful. Top of the key now to Mess play. Dribbling to her right. Pulls up, mid-range jumper on the way is no good. Too long, rebounded by Reed. And she kicks it over to Noonan, and the Wildcats will get their first possession of the second half. Crossing half court. Over to Treidel on the left wing. Dribbling it up, now over to Reed. Sarah fakes the shot. Over to Treidel. Emma Treidel, 3-pointer from the left wing is good. Emma Trital knocks down the left wing three as the Wildcats lead it 30-22. Stager nearly a turnover there. She gets it back to Vasky. Dribbling it up, going to pull it from the mid-range. Her shot is good. Mallory Vasky responds. 1 point swing still, though, as Trital hit the three and Vasky just two. 30-24 our score. Brooks attacking, picks it up. In a little bit of trouble now, gets it to Fritcher in the short corner, right wing. Top of the key to Trital now. Trital three on the way is no good. Going to be rebounded by Mesplay. Mesplay, bounce pass down court, nearly goes out of bounds, saved. Now into the hands of Baumgartner. Top of the key to Mesplay. Brooks and Noonan right there. Picks up her dribble in a little bit of trouble. Bounce pass over to Baumgartner on the right wing. Guarded by Noonan. Noonan way up in her face. Baumgartner using a screen from Stager. Picks up her dribble. Now over to Mesplay on the right wing. Going to bring it out top of the key now, right at the logo. Dribbling left. Loses it. Reed pokes it around, ends up in the hands of Trital. Back to Reed, and she'll bring it up for the Wildcats. Crossing half court into the corner to Brooks. Briley Brooks, three-pointer, too long. Offensive rebounds going to be picked up by Noonan, however, as she'll bring it up to the top of the key and reset. Over to Brooks, right wing. Into the short corner to Reed. Now over to Fritcher, but it's going to be stolen away. Miscommunication there. As pass goes to Mesplay, she's going to go up with it. Shot is blocked. Ball's out of bounds off a Stager of the Stars. So the Wildcats will have it. Fritcher will throw it in. Noonan will bring it up here. 5:46 to go in the third. 30-24 lead for Central City. Noonan bringing it up across half court for the Wildcats. Pass nearly thrown away. Reed's there to get it, though. Down low to Fritcher. Pass is tipped out of bounds. Stager got a hand on that one. So it'll stay with the Wildcats. As Reed will throw it in from underneath her own basket. Gets it into Fritcher. Now over to Brooks, right wing. Gets it to Reed. Reed over to Brooks. Brooks attacking the hoop. Gets it back out to Reed. Long two from Reed is good. Sarah Reed knocks down another jumper. She's had her jump shot going tonight. There's another one right there. As the Wildcats lead 32-24 with 5:20 to go in the third quarter. Mesplay crossing half court. Bounce pass to Vasky. She takes the three. It's no good, off the mark. Rebounded by the Stars. Out of bounds. That was Morgan Thomas to come up at the board there for Starmont. So we're going to have a sub here. Addie Munger checking in for the Stars. She will replace Mesplay, who will take a seat on the bench. 5:08 to go in the third. 32-24 lead for the Wildcats. Inbounds pass is going to go to Vasky. She's going to retreat. Now looking to get downhill. In the left corner. Fadeaway three-pointer is off the top of the backboard. No good. Going to have a foul as well. As we'll see who they got for that one. It's going to be on Baumgartner. That's going to be her fourth. Bailey Weber will check in for the Wildcats, and Mesplay right back in for the Stars. As the Wildcats will have it now. Noonan crossing half court. Has a top of the key over to Weber on the right wing. Into the short corner to Reed. Her jumper on the way is no good. Noonan nearly gets the offensive rebound. Trital hustling to secure it. Bounce pass inside to Reed. Tip. Stolen away. Thomas going to bring it the other way for the Stars. And she stops right in front of Noonan. Noonan couldn't stop her momentum quickly enough, so she ends up running into her and is going to get whistled for the foul there. Stager will throw it in. It's going to be Natalie's third foul of the game, team foul number 1 in the second half. Emma Trital will come out. Hannah Kramer checking in for the Wildcats. They've also got Bailey Weber into the game. Mesplay has her pass tipped. Kramer comes up with the steal. Over to Reed here. 4.5 to go in the third. Reed gives it to Noonan, who's going to bring it up. Into the corner to Reed. Top of the key to Kramer. Kramer now back to Weber. Weber skip across to Reed. Reed's going to lose it. Nearly had an opportunity to score there. Going to go out of bounds off of the Stars. So Kramer will throw it in from underneath the basket. She'll look to get it in here. Gets it into Noonan. She fakes a three. Down low to Reed. Dribbling it back up now. Inside to Fritcher. She's going to go up with it. Has her shot blocked. Out of bounds. So the Wildcats will keep it. Kramer will throw it in from underneath the hoop. Bounce pass to Fritcher. It's going to be stolen away. Stager comes up with it. We got a foul here against the Stars. Stager throwing her elbows around a little bit too much. She's going to get whistled for the foul. Kramer's going to throw it in. This looks like we got a sub here. It's going to be Anita Vasky checking in for the Stars. Kramer's going to throw it in. Pass is tipped and stolen away. Munger coming up with it. As Mezplay will bring it up. And there's going to be a foul there. I believe that's going to be Noonan's fourth. So that is going to be her fourth, team foul number 2. Emma Treidel will come in as Hannah Kramer will sub out for the Wildcats. Looks like also Lacey Hennick coming over to the scorer's table. She will check into the game for the first time. Noonan's going to go to the bench with 4 fouls. Munger will throw it in as Mezplay will bring it up for the Stars. 32-24, 3:45 to go in the third. And a steal there by Reed. Reed comes up with the steal. Down court to Treidel. Bounce pass inside to Weber. Her shot's good. Bailey Weber gets it to go off the glass. The Wildcats lead by 10 here, 34-24. Mezplay crossing half court. Bounce pass over to Vasky. Inside to Munger, looking for somewhere to go with it. Back in the hoop. Stolen away by Treidel as Reed will bring it up. Reed over to Treidel left wing. Now inside to Reed again. Reed's shot is blocked. She comes up with the rebound though. Inside to Fritcher, out of bounds, and it's going to be going the other way. So 3 minutes to go here in the third, 34-24 our score. As Mezplay will bring it up. Ball's tipped, ball's on the ground. It looks like we're going to have a jump ball. This one's going to favor the Wildcats, it looks like. So Central City will have it here. 2:50 to play in the third, 10-point lead for the Wildcats. Inbounds pass goes to Reed. Bringing it across half court. She's going to pull up top of the key for 3 is good. Sarah Reed, pull-up three-pointer on the money as she knocks it through. 37-24 now for the Wildcats. Mezplay bounce pass off the foot of Emma Treidel, so that's going to be a kick ball. It'll stay with the Stars as Baumgartner's going to check back in for Starmont. Hannah Kramer to re-enter for the Wildcats as Lacey Hennick will exit. Munger will throw it in. Baumgartner takes the pass for Starmont. Double team comes. Picks up her dribble. Now bounce pass over to Vasky. She's going to take a deep three-pointer. It's going to get stuck in between the backboard and the rim. That is a jump ball, so it will stay with the Stars. As the referee jumps up and gets it out of there. Munger will throw it in from underneath the Stars basket. Inbounds pass goes to Vasky in the left corner, down low to Munger. Her shot's blocked by Fritcher. Treidel comes up with the board, and they'll bring it the other way now. Reed crossing half court. Kramer has it, attacking the hoop, picks it up, top of the key to Treidel. Now right wing to Weber. Weber skip pass over to Treidel. Fakes a 3, top of the key to Kramer. Now back to Treidel. Emma Treidel, three-pointer from the wing, off the mark. Rebounded by Thomas of the Stars. Vasky will bring it up. A minute, or just under 2 minutes to go here. 37-24 lead for the Wildcats. Baumgartner has it on the right wing. We're going to have a foul here. Going to be offensive foul called against Sydney Baumgartner of the Stars. The Wildcats will take it. That'll be team foul number 2 against the Stars in this half. Stager's going to check in for the Stars. As I incorrectly stated earlier, she had 4. That was her 4th. I thought she had 3 in that first half, but she must have only had 2. As she will exit now with her 4th foul. As Mezplay will check in, and Reed's going to bring it up for the Wildcats here. 1:45 to go in the third. Reed, pull up wide open three-pointer again, just off the mark. A little bit too strong there, looked good. As it's going to be Vasky bringing it up for the Stars, crossing half court. Gets it over to Mezplay. Mid-range jumper on the way is no good, rebounded by Reed. A lot of pressure being applied, crossing half court, using the sideline. Under a minute and a half to go here in the third quarter. Top of the key to Weber. Weber over to Treidel. Now in the corner to Kramer. Inside to Reed. Double team comes. Dribbles back out. Has it tipped away. Going to go out of bounds off of Stager. So the Wildcats will keep it here as Kramer's going to throw it in from the sideline. It's got 1:11 to play here in the third. Inbounds pass goes to Reed. Dribbling right. Pulls up. Long two-pointer on the way is no good. Ball's going to be almost saved by Fritcher. Couldn't quite get it back in. As it's going to be going the other way. Starmont will have it. They trail by 13 here, 1:05 to go in the third. Inbounds pass goes to Mesplay. She'll bring it up. And she'll be met by Weber and Treidel right when she gets to half court. Picks up her dribble. Bounce pass across the timeline. As Vasky almost throws it away. Thomas comes up with it. Poked loose by Reed. Looks like we may have a jump ball here. As we do have a jump ball, possession arrow favors the Wildcats, so Central City will have it. Under a minute to go here in the third quarter, 47.9 seconds. Inbounds pass goes to Weber, and she'll bring it up across half court. We'll see if the Wildcats want to slow it down a little bit or keep aggressive late in this third quarter. Reed has it top of the key. Inside to Weber, she puts it up and it's good. Bailey Weber finishes inside off the assist from Reed. As under 30 seconds to go here. Gets it over to Vasky on the right wing. Dribbling it up. Double team, aggressive defense there by the Wildcats. 15 seconds and counting in the third. Bounce pass over to Thomas. Now Vasky, open look from three for Vasky is off the mark. Reed gonna try to save it. It's gonna go off the Stars. So the Wildcats will get it 90 feet from their own hoop with 6 seconds and counting here in the third quarter. Fritcher inbounds to Weber. She wisely lets it roll as long as she can. Picks it up over to Kramer. Now to Reed. Reed double teamed over to Weber. Deep three-pointer from Weber is off the mark. No good. And that is going to do it for quarter number 3. So through 3 quarters of play here from Central City, our score, Central City 39, Starmont 24. I'll take this quarter break here to go ahead and give a shout out to our sponsor, Next Bank. Next Bank is a financially strong community bank. Invested partnerships help their customers achieve what's next for their financial dreams. Next Bank has 5 locations to serve you: Central City, Cedar Rapids, Marion, Coralville, and Waterloo. Next Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. So 8 more minutes to play here as the Wildcats have extended their lead 39-24. They just need to hold on and finish this one out as they've gotten a nice lead over the Stars. Wildcats come out of their huddle. Onto the floor. They're going to start this quarter with Fritcher, Weber, Hennick, Noonan, and Reed. Stars will have it first. Stager will throw it in. They have nobody to get it. Now they're going to have Mesplay come over to take the inbounds pass. 8 minutes to go here from Central City. Inbounds pass goes to Mesplay, and we are underway in quarter number 4. Bounce pass over to Stager. It's going to go out of bounds. Turnover there to start things off in this fourth quarter. As the Wildcats will have it. Fritcher will throw it in front of her own bench. Inbounds pass to Noonan. Bringing it across half court, over to Weber. Weber top of the key to Reed. Going to pick it up, over to Weber. Now into the corner to Noonan. Attacking the hoop. Going to be foul. Nope, called for a double dribble there. So both teams turn it over to start the quarter as Stager will throw it in and Mesplay will bring it up for the Stars. 7:40 to go in the fourth. Mesplay bringing the cross half court for the Stars, guarded by Noonan. Into the corner. That's Thomas. Now down low to Stager. Back to Thomas. She's going to take a mid-range pull-up jumper. No good. Nice job by Bailey Weber there to secure the rebound. She's going to look to bring it the other way. Crossing half court. Over to Reed on the right wing. Top of the key to Noonan. Now over to Weber on the left wing. Skip pass down low to Reed. Nice feed there from Weber as Sarah Reed finishes on the inside. As the Wildcats lead 41-24. with 7 minutes to play in the ball game. Mez play, bounce pass over to Stager, and timeout called by the Stars. It's going to be a full timeout. So full 60-second timeout here called by Coach Bentley of Starmont. So with 6:54 remaining in the fourth quarter, our score, Central City 41, Starmont 24. So again, 6:54 to play here in the ballgame. Fourth quarter, 41-24 our score. As Coach Bentley of the Stars took the 60-second timeout. Wildcats break their huddle, going to come out here, back onto the floor to get ready to go here. We're going to have Weber, Noonan, Reed, Fritcher, and Kramer just checked into the game. Stager will throw it in for the Stars. As it's going to be Mez play. Now back to Stager, looking across half court, getting it across to Vasky. Inside to Stager, puts her shoulder down. Now kicks it back out to Thomas. Her mid-range jumper on the way is no good off back iron. Rebounded by Reed. And she secures it, bringing it up, kicking across to Kramer. Now over to Reed. Noonan fakes the mid-range jumper. Over to Weber, bringing it top of the key. Now Kramer has it. Over to Noonan. Top of the key to Kramer. Good ball movement here by the Wildcats. Nice pass down low to Fritcher as she finishes at the rim off the assist from Reed. Nice feed inside. Sarah Reed and Emma Fritcher on the connection as the Wildcats lead at 43-24 here. 6 minutes to play. That pass is tipped and stolen by Reed. She gets it to Weber. Bailey Weber, open look at the rim. She finishes with her left hand. Bailey Weber getting the basket there as Wildcats now lead 45-24. Mez play, bounce pass to Stager. Now she gets it across the timeline to Mez play. Attacking the hoop. Now gets it down low to Stager. She's going to put it up. It's no good. Rebounded by Reed. And she loses it. Stager gets it back. We're going to have a foul here. I think they're going to get Reed. We'll wait for the call. That'll be the Wildcats' third team foul. Be Emma Tritle checking in for the Wildcats. Noonan will come out. And looks like Mallory Vasquez is going to be back in for the Stars, as is Sydney Baumgartner. That foul was actually on Hannah Kramer, her second team foul number 3. As Stager will throw it in. Gets it into Baumgartner, top of the key, picks up her dribble. Has it stolen away. Emma Tritle, coast to coast. She almost loses it there, puts it up. It's good. Emma Tritle goes coast to coast, finishes at the rim there. Good steal and good finish at the other end. Munger will bring it up, picks up her dribble over to Vasky across the timeline. Double team comes, gets it over to Baumgartner. She takes about a 3. She'll take the 3. It's going to be short. And it's going to be out of bounds off of Thomas of the Stars. So the Wildcats will take it out. Fritcher to throw it in. Stars going to be pressing in the full court, it looks like. Kick ahead pass to Reed across half court. She picks it up. Now over to Weber, top of the key. Weber over to Kramer now, looking to get to the hoop. Nice drive there, gets it out to Reed. Reed dribbling right. Gets it down low to Kramer. She's going to be fouled on the floor before the shot, they'll say. A lot of contact there. She ended up on the floor. Foul is going to go against Addie Munger of the Stars, her first team foul number 3. Weber will throw it in from underneath the Wildcats basket. Inbounds pass is going to go to Kramer. Tipped, and it's going to be stolen away. Vasky down court pass to Thomas. 2-on-2 fast break here as she's going to throw up a shot. No good. Foul called against the Wildcats, so she'll go to the line for 2. That'll be Morgan Thomas going to the free throw line for the Stars. We'll see who they got the foul on. It's going to be against Emma Tritle, her third team foul number 4, as Thomas goes to the line for 2. First shot on the way. That one is no good. She'll get one more as Natalie Noonan's going to re-enter the game. Bailey Weber will head out 4:46 to play in this one. 47-24 our score. Free throw on the way from Thomas. It's going to be good. That rolls around and through. Noonan's going to bring it up for the Wildcats. Skip pass down court to Kramer. Attacking the hoop. Tipped. It's going to be controlled by Tritle. She'll bring it back out to the perimeter. Now over to the corner to Noonan. Has it poked away. It's going to be saved before going out of bounds. Gets it over to Fritcher. She's going to take a three. It's no good. Just off the mark. Rebound going to be out of bounds. It's going to be off of the Stars. So the Wildcats will keep it. Reed will throw it in from underneath the hoop. Looking to get it in. Gets it into Noonan on the right wing. Attacking. Now picks up her dribble. Over to Reed. Fakes the mid-range jumper. Down low to Fritcher. Skip pass. Over to Reed. Inside to Fritcher. Her shot's no good. Ball's going to be rebounded by Munger of the Stars. Kick ahead to Thomas. She's going to take the layup. It's good. Morgan Thomas finishes at the rim. 47-27 our score. 4 minutes to play. Down court pass to Kramer. She's going to get to the rim. Poked away out of bounds. Thomas is the one that poked it loose and was the last one to touch it. Kramer will throw it in for the Wildcats as Lacey Hennick is going to check into the game for Central City. Emma Tritle will go to the bench. Kramer set to throw it in. High inbounds pass controlled by Reed. Top of the key, attacking the hoop. Pull-up mid-range jumper is good. Sarah Reed knocks down another one. And she's had a nice night shooting the ball. Bounce pass to Munger. Now back to Baumgartner, top of the key. She gets it over to Vasky. Her three-pointer on the way is no good. It's going to be Noonan controlling the rebound, crossing half court. Picks it up, going to slow it down a little bit. Over to Reed on the right wing. Inside to Hennick. Ball's tipped. Out of bounds. And they say last touch by Hennick. So the Stars will have it. 3.5 to play here in the fourth. 49-27 lead for the Wildcats. Baumgartner crossing half court. Thomas attacking the hoop. Throws up a running shot. No good. Rebounded by Reed. Picks up her dribble. Now Noonan's going to bring it across the timeline. Attacking the hoop here. She goes up strong. Can't finish the shot, but she is fouled, so she will go to the line for two. Foul is going to be against Kiara Stager of the Stars. As that first free throw from Noonan, no good. That's the second foul on Stager. Fourth team foul. Emma Tritle back into the game for the Wildcats, as is Bailey Weber. Not quite yet. She's going to be getting the shooter. So Noonan will shoot another one here. Second free throw is going to bounce around and through as Noonan knocks down the second. And Bailey Weber will check in as Noonan goes to the bench. 3:13 to play, 50-27 lead for the Wildcats. Baumgartner's going to bring it up for the Stars. Gives it over to Stager, now down court. Gives it to Vasky, now inside. Munger's shot, no good, left it short, rebounded by Reed. Kicks it down ahead to Weber. She's going to look to bring it out and slow it down here. Just under 3 minutes to play. Tritle top of the key, inside to Hennick. Hennick looking to go somewhere with it, gets it out to Tritle top of the key. Bounce pass over to Weber on the right wing. Reed has it in the corner. Top of the key to Weber. Got offensive foul, illegal screen it looks like. They're going to get Hannah Kramer for the foul. As Belle Whitson and Lucy Smith will check in for the Wildcats. Reed and Hennick will check out. And several subs in here for the Stars. It's like we've got Geraldine Fedler in, as well as Autumn Kepler, as pass is going to go to Kepler on the left wing. Inside to Vasky. And now out to Mesplay on the left wing. Ball's kicked. It's going to be a kickball violation there as Tritle got her foot on it. 2:21 to play here in the fourth. 50-27 lead for the Wildcats. It'll be Starmont ball after the kicked ball violation. Inbounds pass is going to go to Mezplay, bringing it to the cross half court. Double teamed right away. Bounce pass is going to be out of bounds. Pass is off the mark. That'll be a turnover. As the Wildcats will take it here. 2:14 to play. Inbounds pass to Weber. She'll bring it up for Central City. Crossing half court. Running a set play. Over on the left wing. At top of the key to Treidel. Treidel working left. Trying to get to the hoop. Picks it up. Top of the key to Weber. Gets it over to Whitson. Now inside to Smith. Ball's loose. On the ground. Treidel has it. Looks like we're going to get a jump ball. That'll favor the Wildcats, so they'll keep it. It's going to be mess play, bringing it up the floor for the Stars here. Under 2 minutes to go. Pass goes over to Stager, trying to get to the cross half court. Ball's tipped, picked up. Three-pointer on the way from Kepler off the mark. Treidel will let it go. As it goes out of bounds here, as the Wildcats will take it. Lacey Hennick back into the game for the Wildcats. Emma Treidel will check out. Kramer to throw it in. Gets it into Weber. Weber crossing half court. Now over to Whitson on the right wing. Now back to Weber. Works through some contact, attacking the hoop, down low to Smith. Lucy turns around, shoots it, no good. Rebounded by Hennick. It's going to be tipped, and the Stars will come up with it. Fedler ended up with it. As Vasky crossing half court. Down low to Stager. Her fall away shots good off the glass. Finishes that one. 1 minute and 3 seconds to go here in the fourth quarter as Weber brings it up for Central City, crossing half court. We're under 1 minute to go here in the game. Over to Hennick now, just shy of half court. Attacking, picks it up, and she gives it over to Weber. 45 seconds and counting left in this one. Over to Whitson, down low to Smith. Hennick makes a move to the basket. She puts up her shot. It's good. Lacey Hennick finishes at the rim. Nice finish there by Hennick on the attack to the basket. Ball's going to go out of bounds now off of the Stars. Or excuse me, off the Wildcats. So the Stars will keep it. Stager to throw it in. 24 seconds left in the game. Inbounds pass. Three-pointer on the way is no good. Going to go out of bounds, and the Stars will keep it. Three-point attempt was from Fedler off the mark. 19 seconds left, 52-29 our score. Inbounds pass. Goes to Vasky. She gets it down low. Now out to Mezplay. Mezplay attacking the hoop. Pull-up jumper is good. She knocks down the shot. 10 seconds and counting to go in the ball game. Weber bringing it up. As looks like we got a foul here. Just 5 seconds left on the clock. It's going to go against Fedler of the Stars. Kramer will throw it in. Gets it into Whitson. She chucks one from half court. It's going to go out of bounds. 0.4 seconds on the clock. Weber's going to throw it in here these final 0.4 seconds. Throws it into Kramer, and that is going to do it. Our final score, Central City 52, Starmont 31, as the girls come away with a nice victory here against the Starmont Stars. They go 2-0 against the Stars this season.
Senior parents, if you could please join us over at the entry. Senior parents, we'll have our quick senior night. Thank you. And senior players as well.
So now we're going to be having our senior night presentation here, as it is senior night tonight. So 30 minutes set on the clock here before this next game, as we're going to be having senior night.
Our first senior tonight is Emma Pritchard. Emma is the daughter of Terry,
First senior for the Wildcats tonight is Emma Fritcher.
Terry, and Pritchard. During her time at Central City, Emma has participated in volleyball for 4 years, basketball for 4 years, track for 4 years, softball for 5 years, NHS for 2 years, and FFA for 1 year. Her future plans are to attend Mount Mercy to play volleyball and possibly study finance. Congratulations, Emma.
Congratulations to Emma Fritcher. She's done a great job this season for the Wildcats.
Emma Pritchard. Our next senior tonight is Lacey Hennick.
Next senior tonight for the Wildcats is Lacey Hennick.
Jamie Hennick. During her time at Central City, Lacey has participated in 4 years of volleyball, 4 years of basketball, 4 years of track, 4 years of softball, 4 years of FFA, 2 years of NHS, and 1 year of student council. Her future plans are to attend Kirkwood and transfer to Iowa State University to major in vet medicine. Thank you, Lacey.
Congratulations to Lacey, as our next senior is going to be Ellie Lentz.
Our next senior tonight is Ellie Lentz. Ellie is the daughter of Corey and Lindsay Lentz. During her time at CC, Ellie has participated in volleyball for 4 years, basketball for 3 years, track for 4 years, FFA for 3 years, NHS for 2 years, jazz choir for 1 year, and student council for a year. Her future plans are to attend Iowa State University and major in genetics.
Congratulations to Ellie.
Our next senior tonight is Emma Triton.
Our next senior will be Emma Tritle.
Is the daughter of Sean Tritle and Brooke McCoy. During her time at CC, Emma has participated in 4 years student council, 4 years basketball, 4 years of track, and 1 year of volleyball. Her future plans are going to Kirkwood to get her gen eds out of the way and possibly transferring to a 4-year later on. Thank you, Emma. And our last senior
And tonight's final senior, our lone boy senior, is Marshall Vandevat.
is Marshall Vandevet. Marshall is the son of Randy Vandevet and Becky Vandevet. During his time at CC, Marshall has participated in 4 years of football, 4 years of basketball, 4 years of track, 3 years of golf, and 2 years of baseball. His future plans are to attend Morris to continue playing football and to go into exercise science. Thank you, Marshall. Congratulations to all of our seniors. We're really proud of you, and we definitely wish you luck in your futures. Smile, please.
Those are the 5 seniors being recognized tonight, so congratulations to all of them. As still about 24 minutes to go until the boys' game. I'll take a quick break here, come back in about 15 minutes. And I'll be set to prep you for the boys' game. Thanks, guys. Check back in about 14 minutes.
She knows I'm holding everything sweaty. She's like, just trying to get mom's workout in.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Wildcat Basketball on the Wildcat Sports YouTube page and the NFHS Network. If you're tuning in for the first time tonight, I'm David Warrington coming to you live from Central City High School. The girls' game between Starmont and Central City just finished up around 20 minutes or so ago. The Wildcats came out on top over the Stars in that one, 52-31. Next up will be the boys' contest. These teams have met once so far this season, with the Stars winning in overtime, 53-45. Before we take a look at both teams here, I'd like to give a shout out to our sponsor, Next Bank. Next Bank combines the values of a locally owned, independent Eastern Iowa community bank with expanded services and the latest technology to meet our customers' fast-moving lifestyle. Bank on your success with Next Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. So again, boys varsity basketball coming to you in about 9 minutes between the Starmont Stars and the Central City Wildcats. So taking a look at both teams, first for the Wildcats. Central City enters tonight's game sitting at 1-12 on the year, having picked up their first win of the season last night against Cedar Valley Christian, 64-49. The Wildcats will look to use that momentum to pick up win number 2 of the year here tonight. Marshall Vandevet is leading the Wildcats in scoring so far this season. The senior guard is currently averaging 12.9 points per game. He's followed by freshman Aiden Klosterman sitting at 8.8 points per game. Marcus Shellhorn leads the team in rebounding. The 6'2 sophomore is pulling down 4.8 rebounds per game. Vandevet leads the team defensively with 1.5 steals per game, while Shellhorn averages 0.7 blocks per game, which leads the team. Now looking at this Starmont team. The Stars entered tonight's game with a record of 1-11 so far this year. Their sole win of the season to this point was their overtime win against the Wildcats. Their most recent game was this past Tuesday against North Lynn, a game they lost 82-25. The leading scorer for the Stars is Ethan Smith, currently averaging 7 points per game. Isaac Mead leads the Stars in rebounding as he pulls down 5 boards per night. Mead also leads in assists, averaging 1 per contest while blocking 1.8 shots per night, and he also leads in that category. Junior guard Nick Henry is the leader on the team in steals. He averages 2.3 per night. So there's a look at both of your teams there. The Central City Wildcats and the Starmont Stars are about 7 minutes, 40 seconds away from tip-off here in this Tri-Rivers West Conference varsity boys basketball matchup between the Starmont Stars and your Central City Wildcats. So while we've got some time here before we tip things off, let's go ahead and take a look at both teams' seasons so far, how things have stacked up for both sides. The Wildcats opened their year at Midland on December 12th, losing 71-37. On the 14th, they hosted the Central Elkader Warriors, the game they lost 48-45 on a buzzer beater three-pointer from the Warriors. On December 15th, they hosted the Albernet Pirates in a game they lost 73-18. And they traveled to Starmont on the 18th in what was the first matchup between these two teams. They lost that game 53-45 in overtime. There were some difficult circumstances for the Wildcats that night as Marcus Shellhorn was not in town, so he couldn't play that game. Makai Benton was hurt. He's back now, so he'll be good to go tonight. And I believe a couple other players fouled out or were injured or various things, so some unfortunate circumstances that night for the Wildcats led to their overtime loss. They'll look to bounce back here tonight and get the big win over Starmont in this rematch. Continuing down their schedule, they hosted Maquoketa Valley in their last game before the winter break. They lost that one 56-25. They traveled to Calamus-Wheatland and lost 70-37. At Edgewood-Colesburg, lost 69-26. Versus East Buchanan, lost 52-18. At North Lynn, lost 95-20. Versus Springville, lost 100-33. And then they have had 3 games so far this week. At Dunkerton on Monday, they lost 88-14. At Albernet on Tuesday, they lost 70-16. And last night against the Cedar Valley Christian Huskies here in Central City, they got their first win of the year, 64-49 over the Huskies. That's how things stack up for the Wildcats so far this year. Taking a look now at the Stars. Again, they come in 1-11 on the year. In their first game at home against Oelwein, they lost 59-29. At Cedar Valley Christian, they lost 60-51. So there's one shared opponent where we have a victory and they took a loss, a 9-point loss against CVC, who we beat by 15 just one night ago. They then traveled to North Lynn, where they lost 106-14. They hosted your own Central City Wildcats in a game that they came out on top in overtime, 53-45. They then hosted Easton Valley, where they lost 100-18. They traveled to Albernet and lost 79-26. At Marquette Catholic, they lost 63-36, or that was actually a home game, so versus Marquette Catholic. At Springville, they lost 88-29. Versus Maquoketa Valley, they lost 54-17. Versus Edgewood Colesburg, they lost 73-18. At East Buchanan, lost 78-24. Versus North Lynn lost 82-25. And that was our most recent game, so that brings us to tonight, where we have a matchup between the Wildcats of Central City and the Stars of Starmont. So clock continues to roll down here, down to about 4 minutes and 45 seconds until the game gets underway. Starmont shooting around in the basket to my left. They're wearing their yellow traveling uniforms with black and white trim and their black shooting shirts. Wildcats warming up on my right. They're wearing their white home uniforms. They've got the red and black trim, and they're wearing their black shooting shirts. Getting some shots up before we get this one underway here with 4:20 to go. Again, I'm David Warrington coming to you from Central City High School for tonight's varsity matchup between the Starmont Stars and your Central City Wildcats. This is game number 4 of the week for the Wildcats. As I said, they will have a 5th and final game to conclude the week tomorrow at Prince of Peace. And what was, I believe, originally supposed to be the season opener. But Wildcats, they took a break from in-person schooling and went fully online there for a while, right after Thanksgiving break. And for that reason, weren't allowed to play to begin the season. They've rescheduled that one, so they will be traveling up to Clinton tomorrow to take on the Irish. And that will be, again, a Saturday afternoon game. I believe the girls will tip off at 1 if I'm not mistaken, but that's what Varsity Bound says, so they're not always right. And then a few more games coming up for the Wildcats, a couple more weeks of the regular season, as they will travel to Maquoketa Valley to take on the Wildcats on the 26th next week, and then they will host the Edgewood-Colesburg Vikings on the 29th. On February 2nd, they will travel to Winthrop to take on the East Buchanan Buccaneers. They will host the Northland Lynx on February 5th, and on February 9th, they will conclude the regular season in Springville against the Orioles. 3 minutes until tip here, and I kind of touched on it a little bit during the girls' game, but I'll mention it again here. Districts have been announced for 1A and 2A boys. Obviously, that does include your Central City Wildcats. They've been put in district number 7. That district includes your Wildcats of Central City, as well as the Calamus-Wheatland Warriors, Easton Valley, Marquette Catholic, Midland, Morningstar Academy, North Cedar, Prince of Peace, and Wapello.
How you doing?
I'm gonna come up and bother you.
Okay, sounds good.
District 8, who the winner of District 7 will meet up with the winner of District 8 in Sub-State. And that district includes Columbus Community, Danville, Highland, Holy Trinity Catholic, Lisbon, New London, Burlington Notre Dame, Springville, Waco, and Winfield Mount Union. So 1A and 2A districts have been announced. As the Wildcats, some tough teams in their district. Number 1 team in their district you would have to think is Easton Valley. The Riverhawks sit at 14-0 on the year and will be a tough out for anybody, as they're a very good team over there in Preston. So that's how the postseason is going to be stacking up for the Wildcats. We have to wait a little while now until we figure out who's going to be playing where and what date and all that good stuff. But for now, we do know which teams will be in our district. We'll see how that stacks up, as we're now down to about 1:40 to go here until we tip things off. First couple players starting to head over to the bench for the Stars, as Marshall Vandevet goes over to the Wildcat bench, ready to get things going here. Under 1.5 minutes to go until we get things going. As again, this game went to overtime last time, and Marshall Vandevet, senior point guard for the Wildcats, went off that game over in Arlington against the Stars, finishing that night with 27 points in the Wildcats' overtime loss. Wildcats looking for some revenge here against the Stars. Under 1 minute until we get things tipped off here, as we will introduce starting lineup shortly. It does appear the Wildcats are going to stick with the same starting 5 they've been going with. That's down to about 45 seconds and counting now. As looks like we're ready to go. We're going to go ahead and meet tonight's starting lineups. Again, Starmont Stars taking on your Central City Wildcats. First, we will meet the starters for the Stars. Number 5, Nick Henry. Junior, number 15, Isaac Mead. Senior number 25, Keaton Kruger. Junior number 31, Garrett Waterhouse.
Number 43, senior Declan Johan.
And senior number 42, Declan Johans. Assistant coach for the Stars is Corey Gonzalez. Starmont's head coach is Todd Beatty.
And for your Central City Wildcats,
And now starters for the Wildcats.
starting lineup, number 2, senior Marshall Vandevat.
Senior number 2, Marshall Vandevet.
Number 4, freshman Aiden Klosterman.
Freshman number 4, Aiden Klosterman.
Number 21, junior.
Junior number 21, Jack Kramer.
Number 22, freshman.
Freshman number 22, Castor Abernathy.
And number 4, sophomore Marcus Shellhorn.
And sophomore number 34, Marcus Shellhorn. Assistant coach for the Wildcats is John McGovern. Central City's head coach is Tanner Carlson. Those are your starting lineups for tonight's varsity boys matchup. As 8 minutes set on the clock, we're just about set to go here to get things underway between the Stars and the Wildcats. Again, the Wildcats starting with Klosterman, Vandevet, Shellhorn, Abernathy, and Kramer. Shellhorn will jump for the Wildcats. It'll be Meade jumping for the Stars. Wildcats will work left to right to start. Stars will work right to left as we're just about set to get underway here from Central City for the boys varsity contest. Ball's in the air, controlled by the Stars, and they'll have it first as Henry's going to bring it up for Starmont as we get things underway. Wildcats starting. Looks like they're going to go man-to-man as they get it into the corner to Henry now, right corner. Attacking the hoop, throws up a shot, no good. Rebounded by Johans. He puts up a shot, no good. And it's going to be on the ground now. Ends up in the hands of Klosterman, and the Wildcats will have their first possession of the night after the Stars come up empty on theirs. Over to Kramer now, top of the key. He skips it over to Vandevet. Vandevet into the corner to Shellhorn. Now back to Vandevet, left wing. Looking to get downhill, top of the key to Abernathy, over to Klosterman. Aiden Klosterman, open look for three, off the mark, no good. Vandevet comes up with the offensive rebound in the left corner. Dribbling it up. It's going to be kicked ball off the foot of Nick Henry. As the Wildcats will get it back here. 7:16 remaining in the first, no score. Kramer to throw it in. Gets it into the corner to Vandevet. Thinks about a three, now looking to get downhill. Nearly loses it, out to Abernathy. Top of the key to Kramer. He gives it over to Vandevet. Marshall for three is no good. Rebounded by Waterhouse. Having some trouble securing it, ends up in the hands of Henry. As now Waterhouse will bring it up for the Stars. Guarded by Klosterman, into the corner to Meade. Skip pass, over to Kruger. Leave him open, he'll take the three. It's off the mark, barely hit the front of the rim there. Shellhorn pulls down the board, and Klosterman will bring it up for the Wildcats. Bounce pass over to Kramer, attacking the rim. Nice pass to Shellhorn there, kicks it out to Klosterman. He'll take an open three from the wing. That one's no good, off back iron, rebounded by Waterhouse as he will bring it up for the Stars. Minute and a half gone here in the first, no score. Waterhouse guarded by Klosterman. Looking to get downhill, now gives it down low to Johans. Out to Henry. Has it on the right wing. Fakes a pull-up jumper. Now down low to Kruger. Puts it up, his shot's no good. Rebound fought for, ends up in the hands of Johans, and he puts it up and through as Declan Johans gets the first bucket of the night here for the Stars. They lead 2-0. 2 minutes gone as the Stars will have pressure in the full court. Vandevet down court pass to Kramer. Inside to Abernathy, he goes up, no good. Rebounded by Meade as Waterhouse will bring it up for the Stars now. Looking to get to the rim, puts it up, it's gonna be no good. His floater was well short, foul on the rebound. And that one's gonna go against the Stars, it looks like. As Kramer will throw it in. Foul was against Declan Johans, his first, team foul number 1. Klosterman has it, skipping across half court to Shellhorn. Shellhorn kicks it over to Vandevet. Wildcats will set up in the half court. Over to Klosterman, into the corner to Abernathy. Now Klosterman left wing, skip pass over to Vandevet on the right wing. Nice move there to get top of the key to Klosterman. Over to Kramer on the left wing. He's gonna take a three. Kramer's three is almost in, halfway down and rolls out. Wildcats having some trouble with their three-point shooting so far. As Waterhouse gets it across half court, guarded by Klosterman. Over to Meade. Open look in the corner from three. Meade can't get it to go. Kramer pulls down the rebound. He'll run it in transition here for the Wildcats. Bounce pass over to Van de Vet, top of the key, looking to get downhill. Nice pass over to Shellhorn. Shellhorn can't get it to go off the rim. As Meade will bring it up for the Stars. Wildcats cold offensively to start. As pass down low to Johans is going to be tipped out of bounds. I believe last touch by Klosterman, as we're going to have our first sub of the night here. Makai Benton will check in for the Wildcats, as he will get Marcus Shellhorn. Meade will throw it in for the Stars underneath their own basket. Top of the key to Waterhouse, guarded by Klosterman, into the corner to Meade. Open three, Isaac Meade, no good, left it long. Kruger saves it right into the hands of Klosterman, as he'll slow it up, look to bring it up the floor here for the Wildcats. Attacking the hoop. Nice move inside. Aiden finishes the shot at the rim. We're tied up 2 apiece. 4.5 to go in the first. Kruger picks it up in the front court now. Meade over to Henry, guarded by Kramer right near that half-court line. Henry attacking the hoop. He throws up a shot. That's going to be good off the glass. Nice running floater there off the backboard, as the Stars lead it 4-2. Klosterman going to bring it up for the Wildcats. His pass is tipped and stolen away. Waterhouse attacking the hoop now. He's going to go up. No good. Rebound picked up by Johans. His putback is good, as Declan Johans gets the putback shot to go. And Coach Carlson of the Wildcats wants timeout. Looks like just a 30-second timeout. As with 3:55 to go here in the first quarter, our score, Starmont 6, Central City 2. So a cold start offensively for the Wildcats. They've gotten some really good looks from three. A lot of them have been looked like they were going to fall through. Some have even halfway down and then bouncing out. They haven't gotten any of them to go. Just 2 points on the board so far, as they trail it 6-2 here. 3:55 to go in the first. Wildcats have Kramer, Van de Vet, Klosterman, Abernathy, and Benton, as they will have it in the backcourt. Inbounds pass goes to Klosterman. Stars applying some full court pressure here over to Van de Vet. Skip pass down court to Benton. Attacking the hoop now. Kicks it back out to Klosterman. His dribble nearly stolen away. Trying to get to the hoop. Pull-up jumper from Klosterman is good. Aiden Klosterman knocks down the mid-range jumper. 6-4 our score. Starmont with the lead. Meade looking to work across half court. Kicks it over to Henry. Henry attacking the hoop now. He puts it up off the glass. Too strong, no good. Benton with a nice rebound, as he gets it over to Klosterman. Van de Vet will bring it up for Central City. Van de Vet picks up his dribble. Skip pass into the corner to Abernathy. Attacking the hoop. Down low to Benton. It's going to be out of bounds off of the Stars. I believe last touch by Kruger. So the Wildcats will keep it. Sub into the game here for the Stars. It's going to be Ethan Smith making his first appearance tonight. Also Ethan Hansel checking in. Marcus Shellhorn is going to re-enter the game for the Wildcats. Castor Abernathy will come out. Kramer will throw it in from underneath the hoop. Inbounds pass goes to Shellhorn, top of the key. Now over to Van de Vet. Guarded by Henry. He gives it to Aiden Klosterman. High post to Makai Benton. Now Klosterman fakes the three. Now back to Benton. Pass is tipped. Ends up in the hands of Henry. Waterhouse running it the other way for the Stars. He's going to go up with it. It's good, as he finishes in transition after the steal by Nick Henry. Garrett Waterhouse finishes at the rim. 8-4, the Stars lead here. 2:42 to go in the first quarter. Van de Vet has it. Bringing it up now over to Klosterman into the left corner to Kramer. Skip pass. Short corner to Shellhorn. Now Van de Vet looking to get to the rim. Nice bounce pass there to Shellhorn. Kicks back out to Van de Vet. Top of the key to Klosterman. Bounce pass over to Van de Vet. Fakes a three, thinking about it. Now he's going to go back top of the key to Klosterman. Over to Shellhorn. Now down low to Benton. Ball is loose, picked up by Meade of the Stars. And he will bring it up himself for Starmont. Crossing half court. Over to Smith. He gives it to Hansel in the corner. Picks up his dribble. Top of the key to Meade. Meade over to Henry. Now into the corner. Three-pointer on the way. It's going to be no good. Rebounded by Klosterman. Three-pointer from Smith off the mark. As Klosterman trying to get to the hoop. Nice move. He puts it up. It's good. Aiden Klosterman finishes inside. His second bucket of the night. 8-6 our score. Wildcats trail by 2 here with a minute 30 to go. Minute 35 to go in the first quarter. Waterhouse over to Henry. Guarded by Kramer. Now over to Hansel. Hansel gets it to Waterhouse in the right corner. Spin move, throws up a shot, no good. Rebounded by Smith. Ball's loose, picked up by Klosterman. Klosterman bringing it across half court. Goes between the legs with it, picks it up. Now over to Van de Vet, right wing, into the corner to Kramer. Fakes a three. Now he'll kick it back out to Van de Vet, left wing to Klosterman. Wildcats looking to reset the offense here. He gets it over to Shellhorn. Has it in the left corner. Top of the key to Van de Vet. Attacking the hoop, now retreats. Dribbling to his left. Out to Klosterman. Aiden Klosterman, three-pointer is good. Aiden Klosterman knocks down the three from the wing. Wildcats lead for the first time tonight. 9-8 here, 45 seconds to go in the first. Waterhouse into the corner to Meade. His three-pointer on the way is no good. Rebound fought for. It's going to go out of bounds. And it'll be Central City basketball as Castor Abernathy will re-enter the game for the Wildcats. Declan Johans will re-enter for the Stars. Makai Benton will come out as Klosterman will bring it up for the Wildcats. Crossing half court as we've got 30 seconds and counting to go in the first quarter. Bounce pass top of the key to Van de Vet. Henry forcing the count. Now over to Klosterman. Klosterman just going to hold it. Down to 15 seconds as they get over to Van de Vet. Now skip past top of the key to Klosterman. 10 seconds and counting here in quarter number one. Over to Van de Vet, left wing, or right wing, excuse me. Looking to get downhill, attacking baseline. His floater is going to be no good. Shellhorn secures the rebound. Out to Kramer. Jack Kramer, left wing three is no good. Rebounded by Smith, and that's going to do it here for quarter number one. We've played 8 minutes of basketball here from Central City. Our score, Central City 9, Starmont 8.
If you are looking for a drink, please come get one now. When the second quarter starts, we're going to close down drinks and count up the minutes. So if you need a drink, please come get that now. Thank you.
And while we got this break here, I'll go ahead and give a shout out to our sponsor, Next Bank. Next Bank is a financially strong community bank. Invested partnerships help their customers achieve what's next for their financial dreams. Next Bank has 5 locations to serve you: Central City, Cedar Rapids, Marion, Coralville, and Waterloo. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. So about to get the second quarter underway here as the Wildcats hold a 1-point lead, 9-8. They had a slow start offensively, but got things going more there later on in that quarter. Ended up with a 1-point lead. They played some pretty good defense throughout. It looks like they will get the first crack at things here in half number 2. It's going to be Van de Vet, Klosterman, Kramer, Abernathy, and Benton starting things out here in quarter number 2. Kramer will throw it in. Klosterman will bring it up as we are underway in the second quarter. Klosterman looking to get downhill here. Attacking the basket. Nice move. Puts it up, and it's going to roll through. Nearly rolled off the front of the rim there, but does get a friendly roll into the hoop. Klosterman with another nice take, attacking the rim well. Wildcats lead it 11-8. Henry bringing it up for the Stars. Looking to get downhill into the corner to Kruger. Down low to Henry. He goes up with it, and they're going to get a foul. I believe they got Kramer for the foul there. As that is just going to be team foul number 1 against the Wildcats. Kramer's first as well, as it'll be Nick Henry going to the line for 2 for the Stars. Henry's first free throw on the way is no good off the front of the rim. Misses the first. He'll get a chance for one more. Second shot is good. So he makes 1 of 2. 11-9 our score. Wildcats lead by 2. That's Klosterman will bring it up for the Wildcats. Double teamed as he crosses half court. Picks it up over to Kramer on the left wing. Dribbling right. Now going to retreat. Picks it up, bounce pass over to Van de Vet. Now top of the key, over to Klosterman. Looking to attack baseline, out to Kramer. Kramer looking to get downhill. Now he's going to retreat back. Top of the key. Over to Van de Vet on the left wing, into the corner to Abernathy. Open three, Castor Abernathy left it. It's a bit long. Ball's loose, going to be picked up by Kruger. And now over to Johans. Henry will secure it now, bring it across half court for the Stars. Over to Smith on the right wing, now into the corner to Kruger. Kruger looking for somewhere to go with it. Top of the key to Hansel. Pass is tipped and stolen. Van de Vet got a hand on it, and Makai Benton came out with it. That's close when bringing it across half court. Now over to Van de Vet left wing. Guarded by Hansel. Bringing it to the top of the key, looking to split the double team over to Kramer. Now he gives a bounce pass over to Abernathy. Skip past Klosterman. Aiden Klosterman for three is no good. And it's going to be Hansel securing the defensive rebound there for the Stars as Henry will bring it up. Guarded by Kramer. Mid-range pull-up jumper is no good off back iron. Rebounded by Kramer as he'll bring it the other way for the Wildcats. Now over to Klosterman. Crossing half court. 6:10 to go in the second. 11-9. As it's going to be a kicked ball violation. Klosterman's pass kicked by Henry. So the Wildcats will keep it. Looks like a couple subs here for the Stars. It's going to be Garrett Waterhouse and Isaac Mead re-entering the game. They'll replace Henry, and they're going to have to replace somebody else. They've got 6 on the floor right now. Hansel will head out. Now back to 5 as the inbounds pass goes to Klosterman, crossing half court. Over to Kramer, right wing. Top of the key to Van de Vet. Into the left wing, now over to Van de Vet. Fakes a three. Now Abernathy has it, over to Klosterman. He thinks about a three. He'll dribble it up now. He throws up a floater, it's gonna be off the mark, and they'll let that go out of bounds. Good hustle there by Aiden, couldn't quite do anything with it. But good hustle to try to follow his shot. Kruger will throw it in, and Waterhouse will bring it up for the Stars here. 5:45 to go in the second. 11-9 lead for Central City. Kruger has it. Looking to get downhill. Now he kicks it over to Johans. Top of the key to Henry, or excuse me, to Smith. Smith looking to get downhill. He puts it up, and it's going to be called for a travel. He finished at the rim when he got there, but he traveled before he did so. The basket will not count. Wildcats still lead by 2 as Klosterman's going to bring it up for the Wildcats. Guarded by Waterhouse, over to Van de Vet. He gets it into the corner to Kramer. Now left wing to Van de Vet. Right wing to Klosterman. High post to Jack Kramer. Now over to Van de Vet on the left wing. Skip past to Klosterman. Wildcats having some nice ball movement here. Klosterman picks up his dribble, hands it off to Kramer. Now top of the key to Van de Vet. And over to Abernathy, back to Van de Vet now. Dribbling it up, top of the key. Now to Klosterman. Thinks about a three. Attacking the rim. Nice bounce pass to Benton. He goes up with it, has a shot blocked. Rebounded by Johans. As the Stars will bring it the other way. Low scoring affair here to this point. As Waterhouse crossing the timeline. Now over to Mead in the corner. Dribbling up top of the key. Now back to the corner to Johans. He gives it over to Smith. Attacking the hoop. Picks it up. And looks like they're going to get him for a travel there. He jumped up in the air to try to get a shot up. And then the defender was right there. Didn't want to shoot it. Didn't have any other option as he falls to the ground there for the traveling violation. Marcus Prusman and Marcus Shellhorn both in for the Wildcats. Kramer and Benton will check out. As Klosterman's going to dribble it up for Central City. Like the Stars. Looking like a man-to-man defense there. Top of the key to Prusman. Now over to Abernathy, left wing. Dribbling up top of the key. He's going to give it over to Shellhorn. Now Klosterman, right wing. Dribbling top of the key. Now over to Prusman. Prusman to Abernathy. Guarded by Smith. Trying to attack downhill. Now gets it out to Van de Vet, left wing. He kicks it over to Klosterman. 4 minutes to go in the second. Klosterman attacking. He has a shot blocked. Shellhorn pulls down the offensive rebound. Van de Vet has it in the perimeter. Guarded by Smith. Bounce pass over to Prusman. Into the corner to Abernathy. Attacking downhill. Picks it up. Now hands it over to Van de Vet in the left corner. Thinks about a three. He's going to dribble it up instead. Skip past to Shellhorn. He gets it into the corner to Klosterman. Klosterman looking to get downhill. Has a pass tipped and stolen away. Mead comes up with it. Waterhouse will bring it up the floor for the Stars. It's going to go out of bounds. Nearly saved there. As Waterhouse goes up with it, he's going to be fouled. Just a third foul for either side tonight. As Waterhouse will go to the line for 2. It's going to be team foul number 2 against the Wildcats. That one was against Marcus Shellhorn. That is his first. 3:29 remaining here in the second. 11-9 lead for the Wildcats. Waterhouse free throw on the way is good. He knocks down the first. He'll have one more. As Jack Kramer is going to check in for the Wildcats. Castor Abernathy will go out. Waterhouse getting set for his second free throw. Second shot on the way is no good off back iron. Ball's loose. Mead picks up the offensive rebound out to Waterhouse left wing. Looking to attack downhill. He throws up a shot. No good. Ball's loose. Picked up by Johans. He's trying to fight down low. A lot of pressure being applied by the Wildcats. A foul is going to be called. Foul's going to go against Aiden Klosterman. Team foul number 3. As that is Aiden's first foul of the night. On the floor, so we Mead throwing it in underneath the hoop. Looks like wiping off the basketball at the moment, so short little pause here. We've got 3:18 remaining in the second quarter. Central City leading Starmont 11-10. Starmont will throw it in underneath the hoop when we resume to play. Currently on the floor for the Wildcats, we have Kramer, Shellhorn, Van de Vet, Prusman, and Klosterman. Although now Benton decides to check in for the Wildcats, so Shellhorn will go out. So Benton in, Shellhorn out. As now we're ready to play here. Mead will throw it in under the hoop. Bounce pass into Henry. It's loose. We got a jump ball called. Possession arrow favors the Stars, so we'll keep it down here. Stars will have it. Mead to throw it in. Stars in a box set. Up screens come. Well defended by the Wildcats. As Henry will be guarded by Prusman here, top of the key. Into the corner to Mead. Right back to Henry. Ball's loose. Kramer tips it. Prusman comes up with the steal. As Van de Vet will bring it to the cross half court. Looking to get attack downhill. Over top of the key to Kramer. Into the corner to Prusman. Prusman bringing it up, picks up his dribble. He'll take a 3. It's going to be no good. Benton, good fight in there for the rebound by Benton. He's going to be fouled. We'll see if they got him on the floor or on the shot. Looks like they got him on the floor. Jaden Hansen going to check in for the Wildcats. Marcus Prusman will come out. That is going to be foul number 1 on Garrett Waterhouse. Foul number 2 on the Stars as Kramer will throw it in from underneath the hoop. Looking where to go with it. Gets it in to Van de Vet on the right wing. Into the corner to Klosterman. He's doubled. Top of the key to Hansen. Now over to Van de Vet. He gives it over to Kramer. Attacking the rim. His shot is up. No good. Rebound pulled down by Mead. He gives it over to Henry. 1 point lead for the Wildcats here. 2.5 to play in the second quarter. Waterhouse looking to get downhill now. He's going to pull up for a mid-range jumper. That's good. Stars take the lead back here, 12-11, with 2:20 to go in the second. Klosterman crossing the timeline. Gives it over to Kramer. Dribbling up top of the key. Skip pass over to Van de Vet, right wing. Back to Hansen. He'll go in the corner to Kramer. Now back to Hansen. Pass now over to Kramer in the corner. Attacking over to Van de Vet. Marshall Van de Vet. Three-pointer is no good. Just off back iron. Rebounded by Mead. Stars will go the other way. Mead crossing the timeline here. Top of the key. Now over to Henry. Henry dribbling it up to the top of the key now. Guarded by Kramer. Over on the right wing to Johans. Top of the key to Smith. He gives it over to Henry. Henry attacking the hoop. He puts it up. It's good off the glass. 14-11 lead for the Stars. Van de Vet to bring it up for the Wildcats. Crossing half court. Dribbling right. Trying to get downhill. He loses it. Picked up by Johans. He kicks it ahead to Henry. But the pass is off the mark, out of bounds. Don't believe anybody touched it, and it's going to be Wildcat ball as Castor Abernathy will re-enter the game for the Wildcats. He'll get Jaden Hansen, who will go to the bench. Inbounds pass goes to Klosterman. Got 1:20 to go here in the first half. As Klosterman crossing half court, uses a screen from Benton. Over to Van de Vet. Marshall Van de Vet, left wing 3 is no good. Rebound tipped around, finally pulled down by Henry. He kicks it ahead to Smith, kicks it ahead to Waterhouse. He loses it. He does just save it before going out of bounds. Trying to get to the hoop now. Puts up a shot. It's good, and a foul. Garrett Waterhouse with the and one. He'll have a chance for one more at the line. 16-11. As Waterhouse with a chance for one at the free throw line. Foul's going to go against Makai Benton, his first team foul number 4. As Waterhouse gets set for his first free throw. He makes the free throw. It's good. As we got a sub here, it's going to be Will Patrick checking in for the Stars. His first appearance in tonight's game. Inbounds pass goes to Klosterman. As he's crossing half court now. Under a minute to go in the first half. Van de Vet. As he got a foul against the Wildcats. Offensive foul. I believe they got Makai Benton for it. going to be his second team foul, number 5. But the Wildcats are going to look to pressure in the full court. Henry's going to bring it up for the Stars. Bounce pass into Waterhouse. Attacking the basket. Nearly loses it. Gets to the rim, though. Puts it up and good. Garrett Waterhouse with another bucket there for the Stars. Van de Vet bringing it up for the Wildcats. Over to Klosterman, top of the key. Looking to get downhill. His mid-range jumper. Ball stolen away before he could shoot it. Henry wide open, look to the hoop. He bounced pass over to Waterhouse. An intentional foul is going to be called against Klosterman. He's down. Looks like he may be hurt. So they got, interestingly enough, they got Aiden Klosterman for an intentional foul in the same play where he was injured. So he's on the ground here. Hoping he's okay. It's going to be 2 free throws and the ball for the Stars as Marcus Shellhorn's going to enter the game. As Aiden's second foul, as he's still on the ground being attended to by our trainer, Beth. Back on his feet. So hopefully he's okay. Looks to be walking without much of a limp, so hoping he is good to go and can re-enter the game here shortly. So the Wildcats coming back onto the floor now. They're going to have Shellhorn, Benton, Van de Vet, Kramer, and Abernathy. As every player other than Waterhouse in the backcourt. Waterhouse shooting 2 free throws after the intentional foul there. First one is good. That makes the score 20-11 in favor of the Stars. So he'll get one more. As Starmont will receive the basketball as well. Second free throw on the way. That one is good as well. As Waterhouse knocks down both. 21-11 here, 27 seconds to go in the second quarter. Meade will throw it in from underneath the Stars basket. Meade looking around, trying to find somewhere to go with it. Top of the key to Waterhouse. He gets it in. Waterhouse attacking the hoop, stops, kicks it up back out to Smith. Smith looking to get downhill. Back cut, pass is not there. It's going to be stolen away by Van de Vet. As we got 15 seconds to go here, Wildcats have it. Van de Vet bringing it up the floor for Central City. Van de Vet working to his right, over to Kramer, pass out of bounds. It's going to be last touched by Van de Vet. And the Stars will take it. Marcus Prusman going to check in here. Makai Benton will go out. As there are 6 seconds on the clock, Meade will throw it in. Henry set to bring it up for the Stars. Inbounds pass to Henry, bringing it to the cross half court. Attacking the hoop, gets it over to Patrick. His shot at the buzzer, no good. And that is going to do it for half number 1. So through 16 minutes of play here from Central City, our score, Starmont 21, Central City 11. As both teams head to the locker room here, 10 minutes set on the clock for halftime. As the Stars got out to a 10-point lead there late in that second quarter. They went on a bit of a run there. As I think the Wildcats only were able to score 2 points offensively there in that second quarter. And the Stars pull ahead to a 10-point lead. So both teams have headed to the locker room, cleared the floor. We are at halftime here, 9.5 and counting to go before we resume play. Again, 21-11 our score. It's been a bit of a chippy game, especially late. Been a physical game for sure. Again, both teams only 1 win on the year, so they both really want to get win number 2. It was a close game last time again, as it was a 53-45 overtime victory for Starmont. Wildcats held a 3-point lead late, if I remember correctly, but Starmont made a 3-pointer to force the extra session, and then they got it done there in that overtime period. So just some cold offense there for the Wildcats there in that second quarter, as they'll look to step it up offensively. They've been doing a decent job defensively. 21 points and a half isn't all that bad, but they do trail by 11 or by 10 here, 21-11. So while we're at halftime here, I'll go ahead and give a shout out to our sponsor, Next Bank. From your first checking account to your first car, first mortgage to retirement, and all the money matters in between, Next Bank people relate because they're your people. They're in your community, sitting beside you at the kids' games, working local fundraisers, and shooting the breeze at the grocery store. Start building the banking relationship of a lifetime with Next Bank, conveniently located in Central City, Waterloo, Cedar Rapids, Marion, and Coralville. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. So as always, huge thank you to Next Bank for everything they do to support the community and the school, as well as the broadcast you're listening to right now. Wouldn't be possible without them. So as always, big thank you to Next Bank. The clock continues to roll down here at halftime. Currently about 7.5 minutes to go until we resume play for half number 2. Again, the Wildcats will be playing again tomorrow. That'll be Saturday the 23rd. They will travel up to Clinton to take on the Prince of Peace Irish in a varsity contest against Prince of Peace. The Irish, check on them a little bit here. They're having a decent season here, 6-6. They're also having a game tonight. They're traveling to Springville to take on the Cedar Valley Christian Huskies tonight. So the Irish having an all right season, 6-6. Currently sitting at 3rd in the Tri-Rivers East as they are 4-2 in the conference. Behind Calamus, Wheatland, and Easton Valley over on that side. So that's tomorrow, taking on a 500 Prince of Peace team. They'll likely be one game over 500 tomorrow when we play them. They're traveling to play the Cedar Valley Christian Huskies. More than likely going to come out with a win in that one. Move them to 7-6 on the year. So that's tomorrow. We have a Saturday game. Again, this was a rescheduled game. It wasn't originally supposed to be played on a Saturday, but the original was forced to be postponed because Central City was doing online schooling, not allowed to participate in sporting events while you're fully online, so they had to move that back a little bit. Able to get that in tomorrow, the 23rd, in Clinton against the Prince of Peace Irish. Under 6 minutes now as both teams still in the locker room here. Again, touching on the rest of the Wildcats' schedule. They'll be traveling to Delhi this coming Tuesday the 26th. They will take on the Maquoketa Valley Wildcats there. And this coming Friday the 29th, a week from tonight, they will host the Edgewood-Colesburg Vikings. Then February 2nd, they'll travel to Winthrop for a matchup with the Buccaneers of East Buchanan. February 5th, they will host the Northland Lynx. And then their final game of the regular season, they will be traveling to Springville to take on the Orioles on February 9th. After that, we'll be going to postseason, and we'll see who we get matched up against. As I had mentioned, the postseason teams are out. The districts are out for 1A and 2A. So we know the teams in our district. Just now all that's left to do is wait and see who we get matched up against in district play. There are 9 teams in our district, so quite possible we will be playing a play-in game, the 8 seed versus the 9 seed. So it is possible the Wildcats could get a home postseason game this season. That's always fun. Had one last season as the 2 seed. We hosted a quad with East Buchanan and Edgewood-Colesburg, and then us against Marquette Catholic in postseason play last year. So we'll have to wait and see where everything shakes out in that department, but definitely possible Wildcats play a postseason home game of basketball. So the Stars have come back from the locker room now. They're over by their bench as the clock continues to roll down now, about 4:10 until we get things underway for the second half. Stars do hold the 10-point lead here, 21-11. Possession arrow currently pointing in favor of the Wildcats. So about a little under 4 minutes when we get things back underway. It will be Wildcat basketball. So they'll get an opportunity right away to try to cut into this 10-point lead. If the Wildcats can get things going offensively, 10 points is not much to worry about. The Wildcats can shoot it like they were last night. They were shooting it really well last night against the Cedar Valley Christian Huskies. They've been a little cold from three-point range to this point. Hopefully they can get that fix, get their three-point shooting going a little bit better here as we get ready for half number 2. clock continuing to roll down now, about 3:15 and counting before the second half. As the Wildcats just now coming out from their locker room. Going to get some shots up here before things get going for half number 2. This game's certainly far from over. We've still got a full 16 minutes to play, only a 10-point difference. The Wildcats do need to get things going right from the start, though. When I played for Coach Carlson the previous 4 seasons, he always mentioned the most important 4 minutes of a game are usually the first 4 to start the second half. That's very true, so we'll see if the Wildcats can take advantage of those first 4 minutes, maybe get some scoring going, and hopefully play some good defense as well. As Aiden Klosterman, who got hurt there late in that second quarter, he is back out on the floor shooting around, giving no indication he won't be good to go for this second half. So I'm going to go ahead and assume he'll be playing, which is certainly a good sign, as he's the second leading scorer for the Wildcats, and he's a big spark in that offense. So I'm assuming he'll be out there, and that's a good sign for Central City, trying to get their offense going. Wildcats have gotten a lot of good looks from 3. They just haven't quite been able to knock a lot of them down. They'll look to change that in the second half, hopefully get that shooting stroke back they had last night, where they shot it very well against the Huskies of Cedar Valley Christian, and hopefully come back from this 10-point deficit here in half number 2. Got about a minute 40 seconds here until the third quarter gets underway. Wildcats on the court to my left, getting some shots up. Stars have, ever since they came out of the locker room, stayed over, huddled by their bench, so they're just talking amongst one another. Coach Beatty of the Stars giving some last-minute advice to his guys, as now the Wildcats getting their last couple shots up as they head over to the bench. A minute 5 and counting before we get play back underway for quarter number 3. Under a minute now, as it looks like Klosterman is sitting down in the huddle, so I'm assuming he will be starting the second half, which is, as I said, a good sign. 45 seconds and counting now as referee has the game ball in place. Just about set to go here for second half. Wildcats break their huddle. They're coming out on the floor. They're going to start the second half with Van de Vet, Kramer, Klosterman, Benton, and Abernathy. The same 5 that started the game with one exception, Makai Benton starting the second half instead of Marcus Shellhorn. Stars will go with their 5 that started to have Henry, Johans, Kruger, Waterhouse, and Mead. It'll be Wildcat ball to start. Wildcats working right to left in the second half, and the Stars working left to right. Last 5 seconds about to tick off the clock, and we'll be good to go here for our second half. There's the buzzer as we're set to go for the third quarter. Kramer will throw it in. Klosterman will bring it up as we are underway in half number 2. Klosterman crossing half court, has the top of the key over to Kramer on the right wing. Inside to Benton on the high post. He loses it. Klosterman picks it up. Mid-range jumper from Aiden is no good. Rebounded by Kruger. He hands it off to Mead. Wildcats starting with some full court pressure. Now over to Waterhouse, attacking the hoop. Down low to Johans. His shot no good, but they're going to get Castor Abernathy for a foul on the inside, as Declan Johans will go to the line for a pair of free throws here for the Stars. That is the first foul call on Abernathy, first team foul of the second half. First free throw on the way from Johans is good. He will have a chance for one more here. 22-11 our score, 7:40 to go in the third. Second free throw on the way. He makes it, but looks like somebody went into the lane a little bit early, so the free throw will not count. Or, correction, looks like we got a foul, so the free throw will count, but there was a foul. Foul is going to be called on Mead. So 23-11, basket was good. There was a foul after the basket was made. Van de Vet over to Klosterman now, across half court to Abernathy. Tries to get it to Benton, but it wasn't there. Wisely doesn't make the pass. Ball's tipped away from Kramer, but we got a foul. Good job being strong with the basketball there by Kramer as he takes the foul. Looks like they're going to put 21 up on the board. Not sure who the foul was actually on. A lot of confusion here as they blew the horn and the play continued, but there's some sort of confusion about something. What I'm confused about is I saw they put 21 up on the scoreboard when Starmont doesn't have a 21. I'm wondering if that's the confusion on their side as well. Or at least they don't have a 21 on the floor. They have a 21 on the team, but he's currently on the bench. So they changed that now. Foul is going to go against Nick Henry of the Stars. His first team foul, number 3, as Kramer inbounds it in the backcourt to Klosterman. He'll bring it up. As he's going to kick it back out to Kramer on the right wing, bringing it out top of the key, over to Abernathy. Now to Van de Vet. Now bounce pass over to Klosterman, right wing. Trying to find somewhere to go with it. Has his pass nearly stolen. Abernathy comes up with it. Now over to Van de Vet. Into the Kramer corner, attacking baseline. Pull-up jumper is no good, but he's fouled. And Jack Kramer will go to the line for 2 free throws there. Nice attack there by Kramer. Couldn't get the pull-up jumper to go, but took the contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. Foul was against Nick Henry, so his second there in short succession. Team foul number 4. As Kramer will shoot 2 at the stripe for the Wildcats. First one on the way. That one is no good. Rolls around and out. He'll have a chance for one more here. 7:01 remaining in the third, 23-11 as Kramer gets set to attempt his second free throw. On its way, that one's no good off back iron, rebounded by Joe Hands. As he hands it off to Kruger. Passes behind him to Mead. Cross half court to Kruger. Doubled, now gives it over to the corner to Joe Hands. Joe Hands lowers his shoulder, but Benton made contact into him. So they are going to get Mackay for the foul. I believe that's his third. As Ethan Smith will check in for the Stars. And Marcus Shellhorn will check in for the Wildcats. Mackay Benton will exit with 3 fouls. That was his third team foul number 2 as Mead will throw it in from the sideline. Gets it into Kruger. Has it on the right wing. Now top of the key to Waterhouse. High post to Joe Hands. Ball's loose, picked up by Waterhouse. We're going to get a foul there on the floor called against the Wildcats. Looks like they got Abernathy on the foul. His second team foul number 3 as Mead will throw it in from under the hoop. Pass goes into Waterhouse. Good defense there by the Wildcats. He falls away, throws it up, no good. Rebound by Waterhouse, gets his own shot. Shellhorn gets a piece of that shot as Klosterman pulls down the rebound. Wildcats will go the other way with it. 6.5 to go here in the third as Klosterman has the top of the key over to Van de Vet. 3-pointer on the way for Marshall's good. Marshall, Van de Vet knocks down the 3. Now see if that 3-pointer gets him going. Over to Mead. Skips across to Smith, across half court now to Kruger. Bounce pass to Joe Hands. Now back to Kruger. Kruger attacking the hoop. Puts it up, blocked from behind. Klosterman gets on top of it. Nice play there from Aiden to get it back to Abernathy. Now Klosterman will bring it across half court. Wildcats look to set the offense. Left wing to Kramer. He'll take the 3-pointer. Jack Kramer's 3, no good. Nearly halfway down before falling out, and they're going to get a foul there called against the Wildcats. It's going to go against Aiden Klosterman of the Wildcats, his third, team foul number 4. Mead will get it into Joe Hands. Pass over to Waterhouse. Now across the court, over to Joe Hands. Pass too high, out of bounds. It'll be Wildcat ball. 5:46 to go here in the third. Wildcats trail 23-14. Starmont holds the lead. Van de Vet into Klosterman. Now back to Van de Vet. Stars applying pressure in the full court. Skip pass down court to Abernathy. Now gets it to Klosterman. Wildcats can set up in the half court. Van de Vet using the screen from Shellhorn. Bounce pass over to Klosterman. His 3-pointer on the way is no good off back iron. Shellhorn goes up and gets the rebound, gives it over to Van de Vet. He loses his dribble, picked up by Kruger. He gives it to Joe Hands, and Van de Vet steals away the pass. His floater off the glass, no good, rebounded by Mead. As Van de Vet tried for the quick basket there, couldn't quite get it to fall. As pass is tipped there, Kramer can't come up with it. Kruger gets it. Over across the court to Waterhouse. His shot is up, no good, blocked by Abernathy. And now Klosterman will bring it up for the Wildcats. Has a top of the key, bounce pass over to Vandevet. Marshall Vandevet, 4-3 is no good. Rebounded by Waterhouse. As he'll look to slow it down for the Stars. Wildcats still applying some pressure in the full court. 4:45 to go here in the third. 23-14 lead held by the Stars. Top of the key to Waterhouse. Looking to get downhill. And looks like Shellhorn's going to come with a steal there. Vandevet has it. Good called timeout there by Vandevet. Was in a little bit of trouble. Just decided to use a timeout. It's going to be a 30-second timeout. Called by the Wildcats with 4:30 remaining in the third quarter. Our score, Starmont 23, Central City 14. The Wildcats have come back onto the floor here. They're going with Abernathy, Shellhorn, Kramer, Klosterman, and Vandevet. Stars back out as well as Kramer will throw it in for the Wildcats. Stars continuing to apply some pressure in the full court. Kramer gets it into Vandevet, over to Klosterman. Guarded by Smith. Picks up his dribble. Gets it across. It's going to be out of bounds. Was it tipped? No, it was not. Turnover there as we got some subs here. Nick Henry re-entering the game for the Stars, as is Ethan Hansel. Kruger and Waterhouse will come out as Meade will throw it in. Gets it into Smith. Bounce pass over to Johans. Pass nearly out of bounds. Saved there. Hansel keeps it from going out. Gives it over to Henry. Stars will reset the offense. Guarded by Vandevet. Dribbling to his right. Now gives it to Meade. Meade skips it over to Henry there in the short corner. Gets it down low to Meade. He'll go up with it. His shot is no good. Shellhorn tries to secure the rebound. He gets it to Kramer there. We got a jump ball for it. Possession arrow in favor of the Stars, so they'll get it. Mackay Benson going to check in for the Wildcats. Castor Abernathy's going to check out. Meade will throw it in from underneath the hoop for Starmont. Gets it up high to Hansel. Now Meade, three-pointer on the way. That one is no good off back iron. Offensive rebound pulled down by Henry. And we're going to have a foul on the floor against the Wildcats. It's going to go against Vandevet. I believe that is his first. That's team foul number 5 as Meade will throw it in. Gets it in to Hansel. Now back in the corner to Meade. Klosterman nearly forces a turnover, but they're going to get Klosterman for a foul. That's going to be his 4th. He wasn't doing much, just applying some pressure, but they called a foul on him. That's a tough one there, as Aiden's going to have to go out with 4 fouls, as Marcus Prusman's going to check in. That was team foul number 6, and again, Klosterman's 4th. 3:38 to go here in the third as Meade will throw it in. Meade gets it into Smith, looking to get downhill. He puts up a shot. His shot's no good off the glass, gets his own rebound. Ball tipped out. Waterhouse secures it. Attacking the hoop. Goes up with it. His shot is good. Garrett Waterhouse gets to go. As the Stars extend their lead now 25-14. 3:20 to go in the third. Kick ahead pass to Shellhorn. Now over to Vandevet. Skip over to Kramer, top of the key. Attacking down low to Shellhorn. His shot is good. Marcus Shellhorn finishes off the assist from Kramer. As Meade skips it over to Smith. Looking to get downhill. Ball's loose. It's going to go out of bounds. Last touch by Smith. And the Wildcats will take it the other way here. 3:04 to go in the third. 25-16 our score. Inbounds pass to Vandevet, over to Kramer. Kramer skip pass over to Shellhorn. Tries to get it down low to Benton. Decides better of it. Top of the key now to Shellhorn. Over to Kramer on the right wing. He's going to take the 3. Jack Kramer, three-pointer is going to be short. Not sure if it was partially blocked. As Waterhouse will bring it up across half court. Picks up his dribble now, top of the key. Over to Henry. As Kramer applies some pressure, 2.5 to go in the third. Henry over to Waterhouse on the right wing. Uses the screen from Meade. Having some trouble with it, now gets it out to Meade, top of the key. Over to Smith. Jump stop there by Smith. They're going to get him for a foul as Ethan Smith called for a walk there. It's going to be Keaton Kruger and Declan Johans checking back in for the Stars. Castor Abernathy will come in for the Wildcats as Marcus Prusman will go to the bench. 2:21 to go in the third. 25-16 lead for the Stars as Abernathy throws it into Van de Vet. Dribbling it up. Long down court pass to Shellhorn. He gives it over to Benton down low. He goes up with it. He's going to be fouled as Mackay Benton's going to go to the line for 2. Good pass there by Shellhorn to give Benton the look. That now results in the free throws. Foul went against Isaac Mead, his second team foul number 4, as Benton gets set for his first of 2 free throws here. First one on the way. It's going to be no good. Bounce off the back iron, then off the front of the rim and out. We'll have a chance for one more here. 25-16 lead for the Stars as Benton gets set for his second free throw. Second shot on the way. That one is no good. He misses both. Rebounded by Mead. As the Stars will go the other way. Waterhouse gets it over to Henry, trying to get across half court. Picks up his dribble, bounce past to Mead, crossing half court. Over to Kruger on the right wing, now going into the right corner. Top of the key to Henry. Over to Waterhouse. Garrett Waterhouse, three-pointer on the way is no good. Good board there by Mackay Benton. Nice job to secure that rebound. Van de Vet crossing the timeline with it. They're looking to attack, going to bring it back out. Pass over to Abernathy, top of the key. Now Kramer on the left wing. Kramer bringing it up. Now Van de Vet, top of the key. Minute and a half to go here in the third. Van de Vet picks it up. Benton attacking the hoop. He throws it up. It's no good. Ball's going to go out of bounds. Looks like it's off the Stars, but they're going to give it to the Stars. Thought Starmont touched it last, but they had it differently. Mead will throw it in for the Stars. Inbounds pass goes to Henry, who's going to bring it up for Starmont. Gives it over to Mead, crossing half court to Waterhouse, attacking the hoop here. He's going to take a pull-up mid-range jumper. That's good. Garrett Waterhouse been the main source of offense for this Starmont team. He hits another shot right there. 27-16 lead for the Stars. A minute 10 to go here in the third quarter. Kramer over to Abernathy. Now to Shellhorn. Thinks about a mid-range jumper out to Abernathy. Casper Abernathy, 4-3, no good off back iron. Rebounded by Van de Vet. Step back three-pointer from him, no good off back iron. Rebounded by Waterhouse. As he nearly loses it, gives it over to Kruger. Good hustle there by Van de Vet to almost force a turnover. He gives it over to Mead. Now Kruger crossing half court. And we got a foul called there on the Wildcats. It's going to be team foul number 7, so that they are over the limit. They'll go to the line for a 1-and-1. Foul goes against Jack Kramer. That's his second, team foul number 7, as Keaton Kruger will go to the line for the 1-and-1 for Starmont. 45 seconds to play here in the third. Kruger getting set for the free throw. On the way, it is good. He makes the first. He'll have a chance for one more after making the front end of the 1-and-1. 28-16. As Kruger gets set for his second of 2. Shots on the way. That one is good as well, so he makes them both. 29-16 lead for the Stars as Van de Vet's going to bring it up for the Wildcats. Over to Kramer. Got a bench warning now called against the referee. To quote him, he said, if you're not going to let us officiate tonight, you're going to have to go, or somewhere along those lines. Things getting really chippy here. It's Kramer crossing half court with it. Hands it over to Van de Vet. 35 seconds and counting. Over to Kramer. Jack Kramer, three-pointer on the way is no good. Rebounded by Benton. Good board by Mackay. His shot's tipped. Going to be a foul as Mackay Benton will go to the line for 2. Foul was called against Declan Johans of the Stars. His second, team foul number 5. 26 seconds to go here in the third as Benton will go to the line for 2. First free throw on the way for Mackay. It's short, no good. He'll have one more. 29-16 our score here with 26 seconds remaining. Second of 2 here. Benton's second free throw on the way is good, so he makes one of 2. 29-17, lead held by Starmont. Mead kicks it over to Waterhouse, crossing half court. 20 seconds and counting. He loses it, picked up by Van de Vet. He hands it over to Benton, and he hands it right back to Van de Vet here. 12 seconds to go. The Wildcats try to get a last-second shot here. Van de Vet right wing. Looking to use a screen from Benton. Attacking the hoop, gives it over to Kramer. 3 seconds and counting, 2 seconds. Shots blocked, but also a foul there as Jack Kramer attempted the 2-point shot. So Kramer will go to the line to shoot 2 here for the Wildcats with 1.2 seconds remaining on the clock. Sounds like they're going to give Kramer 3 shots. I thought he was in front of the line, but I was mistaken there as he's going to get 3. First one's no good, as that foul was on Henry, his 3rd, team foul number 6. Misses the first, but he does have a chance for 2 more. Kramer's second shot on the way. That one's no good. We'll have a chance for 1 more here. There is 1.2 seconds remaining on the clock in the 3rd quarter. Kramer's 3rd of 3 free throws here. On the way, he misses that one, rebounded by Johans. And that is going to do it for quarter number 3. So through 3 quarters of basketball here from Central City, our score, Starmont 29, Central City 17. Well, I've got this quarter break. I'll go ahead and give a shout out to our sponsor, Next Bank. Each person and family has unique financial needs. It's why we offer a variety of personal banking and lending products. We offer everything you need for your personal financial success, from checking and savings accounts to loans and online services. Next Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. So 8 minutes left here in this varsity contest between the Stars and the Wildcats. 29-17, lead is held by Starmont. As the Wildcats look to cut into it, hopefully make this a close ball game here down the stretch as they currently trail by 12. Certainly not out of it, but they'll need a good 4th quarter as they will get the first possession of the quarter as the possession arrow is in their favor. Wildcats will start the 4th with Van de Vet, Kramer, Abernathy, Shellhorn, and Benton. Van de Vet's going to throw it in, and Kramer will take the pass in the backcourt as we get set to start quarter number 4 here between the Stars and the Wildcats. We're underway in the 4th quarter as Kramer crosses the timeline into the front court. Uses a screen from Benton. His pass is tipped, stolen away by Henry. 2-on-3 fast break, stolen away by Van de Vet, running the other way with it now. Looking to reset. Attacking, bounce pass over to Kramer, attacking the hoop. Retreating into the corner now. Kicks it back out to Van de Vet. And one official called over him back, but looks like another official overruled him and said it was tipped. The official with the better view said it was tipped, so I'll take his word for it. Kramer throws it into Van de Vet. 7.5 to go here in the 4th, crossing half court. Into the Kramer to Abernathy. Now left wing to Van de Vet, over to Kramer, top of the key. He skips it back over to Van de Vet. Now gives it top of the key to Kramer. Skip pass over to Van de Vet, thinks about a 3, now he's going to attack. Goes behind the back with it, into the corner to Shellhorn. Now over to Van de Vet, pass is tipped out of bounds. Last touch by Henry of the Stars, so the Wildcats will keep it. 7:12 to go here in the 4th quarter. Van de Vet inbounds pass goes to Kramer. He has it top of the key. Inside to Benton, high post. Over to Van de Vet on the left wing. Top of the key to Kramer. Looking to attack. Loses his footing. They're going to have a foul there. And the Stars are now over the limit, so Kramer will go to the line for a 1-and-1. Both teams at 7 fouls, so we're going to be shooting from here on out. Foul went against Nick Henry of the Stars, his 4th, so he only has 1 more to work with here as he'll check out. And Ethan Smith will check back into the ball game for the Stars. Kramer shooting the front end of the 1-and-1 here. Shot on the way is good. He gets the first one to go. Therefore, he'll get a chance at 1 more as Aiden Klosterman's going to come into the game. He'll replace Marcus Shellhorn. 29-18 here, 7:02 to go in the 4th, and Kramer shooting his 2nd free throw. Shot on the way is no good off back iron, rebounded by Waterhouse. Klosterman and Van de Vet applying some pressure in the full court. Over to Kruger, now across half court to Mead. Mead over to Smith, attacking the hoop. He goes up with it, his shot is no good, left it a bit short, rebounded by Abernathy, and we got a foul. So we'll see who they got it on, and one of the Wildcats will be going to the line for 1-and-1. We could see a lot of free throws here in this 4th quarter as both teams are already over the limit. Looks like they got Declan Johans for it. His 3rd, team foul number 8. Castor Abernathy will be going to the line for 1-and-1, but not until we take this timeout, as Coach Beatty of the Stars calls for just a 30-second timeout. So with 6:48 to go here in the fourth quarter, our score, Starmont 29, Central City 18. Abernathy will be at the line shooting 1-1 after the timeout. So the Wildcats trail by 11 here with 6:48 to go. Abernathy with a chance to potentially cut it to 9 if he can knock down both. He'll have to make the first one in order to get the second, though, as we are at a 1-1. 17 fouls against the Wildcats at this point in the second half, 8 against the Stars, so both teams over the limit, and we will be shooting the rest of the way. Wildcats come back out on the floor. Again, their lineup, Van de Vet, Klosterman, Abernathy, Kramer, and Benton. Abernathy at the line, shooting 1-1 for the Wildcats. Shot on the way, it's good. Big free throw there from Castor to knock down the first. He will get a second here as the Wildcats trail by 10, 29-19. As Abernathy gets set for his second shot from the foul line. Second free throw on the way. He misses that one, but Kramer with a big offensive rebound there. He gets it to Klosterman on the left wing. Top of the key to Abernathy. Marshall Van de Vet, three-pointer on the way is no good. Nearly knocked it down, but couldn't quite get it to go through. Smith pulls down the rebound, kicks ahead to Waterhouse, attacking. Trying to get to the rim. Trapped there on the baseline, and then we're going to get a foul called against the Wildcats, it looks like. So it looks like Waterhouse will be going to the line for a 1-1. I think they got Van de Vet for it. It's going to be Marshall's second of the night, team foul number 8. So Garrett Waterhouse going to the line for 1-1. As Marcus Shellhorn will enter the game for the Wildcats, Makai Benson will go to the bench. As Waterhouse attempts front end of the 1-1. 6.5 to play here in the fourth, 29-19 lead for the Stars. Waterhouse's shot is no good, left it a bit flat, no good. Rebounded by Shellhorn, Van de Vet hurrying up across the court. On the right wing, attacking down low, attacking the rim, and he can't quite finish the layup. It was a good take there by Marshall, but he couldn't quite get it to go. Over to Mead. Pass is going to be stolen there by Kramer, intended for Kruger. Kramer bringing it up. Kicks it over to Klosterman. Aiden Klosterman for 3 is good. Aiden Klosterman knocks down the 3 from the right wing. 29-21 our score. As they only counted it for 2. So I'm not sure if that's a scoreboard issue or the referees decided it was 2, but 29-21 is what our scoreboard reads. Kruger on the left wing now. As it stands, Wildcats trail by 8, 5:45 to play. Johans attacking, puts it up, no good. Van de Vet pulls down the board as the Wildcats will bring it up. Trailing by 8. Attacking into the corner to Abernathy, bringing it up top of the key to Kramer. He'll fake a 3, attacking the hoop. Mid-range jumper on the way, no good, left it short, gets his own rebound. Out to Shellhorn, Klosterman now. Attacking the hoop, he throws up a floater. It's gonna be short, no good, rebounded by Waterhouse. Waterhouse has it, skips across to Smith. Ball's gonna go over to Kruger on the right wing. Top of the key to Mead. As full 60-second timeout is going to be called by Coach Beatty of the Stars. So with 5:14 remaining in the fourth quarter, our score, Starmont 29, Central City 21. So I'm still wondering about that. I thought it was a three-pointer there from Klosterman. It certainly looked like it, but the scoreboard only reading 21. The referee's having a conversation over it now at the scorer's table, so by trying to resolve that situation. But again, full 60-second timeout here called by the Stars. They lead by 8. I'm wondering if it's actually 7, which is kind of what I think they're figuring out right now. But again, there's 5:14 remaining in the ball game. Definitely still anybody's game as the Wildcats trail by 8, potentially by 7. We're trying to figure everything out here. Wildcats come out. They've got Shellhorn, Abernathy, Van de Vet, Klosterman, and Kramer's. It looks like they did fix the scoreboard. It now says 22, so it is a 7-point ball game as they got the issue corrected there as Klosterman's shot was a 3, and it now reflects as such on the scoreboard. Mead will throw it in for the Stars. Abernathy will be jumping around in his face, making it difficult. As he gets it into Smith, guarded by Van de Vet. Picks up into the corner to Johans. Ball's tipped by Shellhorn, out of bounds. Who's got it? Looks like it'll be Wildcats ball. Good defense there by Marcus Shellhorn of the Wildcats. Tips the ball out off of the Stars as Vandevet will bring it up here. 5 minutes to play. Wildcats trail by 7. Vandevet over to Kramer on the right wing. Top of the key to Abernathy. Over to Shellhorn. Vandevet has it in the left corner. Bringing it up. Top of the key to Klosterman. Over to Vandevet. Thinks about a 3. Dribbling right. Attacking the hoop. Kicks it out to Shellhorn. Top of the key to Kramer. Kramer attacking the hoop. Puts up a shot. It's no good. Fighting for his own rebound. He forces a jump ball. Possession arrow in favor of the Stars, so they'll get it. 4:41 to play here in the fourth. 29-22 our score. Inbounds pass goes to Kruger. Now over to Waterhouse. Pass to Kruger right before half court. Ball's tipped. Ends up in the hands of Smith. Has it top of the key, guarded by Kramer. And a foul is going to be called on Kramer. Trying to reach in, take that ball from Smith. It's going to be team foul number 9. And Ethan Smith of the Stars will go to the line for 1-1. That is Kramer's 3rd foul. Again, that's team foul number 9. 4:26 to go here in the fourth. As Nick Henry, playing with 4 fouls, will re-enter the game for the Stars. Keaton Kruger will go to the bench. Ethan Smith shooting the front end of the 1-1. Shot on the way is going to be good. He knocks down the first. So he'll get a chance for 2. And Smith's getting set for his second free throw. Second shot on the way is going to be no good off back iron. Rebounded by Joe Hands of the Stars. Vandevet tips it. Kramer comes up the steal, so the Wildcats get it back. Over to Vandevet. Fakes the 3, attacking the hoop. Wide open layup is good by Vandevet and 1. Marshall Vandevet gets it to go and takes the contact. He will go to the line for 2. A chance to cut it to a 5-point game. 4:18 to go here in the fourth. Makai Benton's going to check in for the Wildcats. Marcus Shellhorn will go out. Marcus Prusman is also going to come in for Central City. As Keaton Kruger enters for the Stars, replacing Declan Johans. Aiden Klosterman will exit for the Wildcats. 30-24 our score here. Vandevet going to the line to shoot 1 after making the basket and taking the contact. Foul was against Ethan Smith, his second team foul number 9, as Marshall can't get the free throw to go. And looks like potentially a foul inside. Foul called against Makai Benton, trying to get the offensive rebound there. That's his 4th team foul number 10, so Ethan Smith will go to the line to shoot 2 for the Stars. We're in the double bonus. Aiden Klosterman re-entering the game for the Wildcats. Prusman going to the bench. Smith's first free throw on the way. He gets that one to go. 31-24 our score here with 4:18 remaining in the ballgame. Smith's second free throw on the way. That one is no good. Left it well short. Rebounded by Abernathy over to Klosterman. 7-point game here. 31-24 lead held by the Stars. Klosterman, top of the key. Using the screen from Benton. Nice spin move there. Throws up a floater. It's no good. Rebound controlled by Henry of the Stars. He throws it down court to Waterhouse. Nobody down there. Waterhouse wide open layup. Gets it to go. Lead up to 9 here for the Stars. Klosterman crossing half court. Over to Vandevet. Dribbling it up. Trying to get to the rim. Loses it out of bounds. Off of the Wildcats. I thought it hit the Stars pretty clearly, but that's not what the referee saw as Starmont to throw it in. Inbounds pass. Goes to Waterhouse. Over to Meade. Smith trying to cross half court. Gets it to Waterhouse. Now over to Henry. 3.5 to play here in the fourth. Meade, top of the key, over to Waterhouse, left wing. Guarded by Vandevet, dribbling it up the court. Goes behind the back, down to the corner to Smith. Smith, top of the key to Henry. Abernathy pressuring out on him. Dribbling to his right. Over to Meade. Klosterman giving him the pressure. Nearly loses it, picks up a dribble. Over to Waterhouse, attacking the hoop. Into the corner to Kruger. Thinks about a 3, picks it up. Now top of the key to Henry. Abernathy applying the pressure. Now over to Smith, top of the key to Henry once again, standing at the logo. 3 minutes to play here in the fourth. Into the corner to Kruger. Down low to Henry. And it's going to go out of bounds off of the Stars. So the Wildcats will get it back. They trail by 9 here with 2:54 to play in the ball game. Inbounds pass goes to Vandevet. He'll bring it across half court here for the Wildcats. Uses a screen from Benton, but a legal screen I believe is going to be the call. Yes, it is against Benton, and that is his 5th. So Mackay is going to be done for the night as he fouls out here with 2:47 to go in the 4th. Marcus Shellhorn will come in. It's going to be offensive foul, so it will not be a 1-and-1 or a 2 free throws here for the Stars. A little bit of confusion. They thought they were going to the line. Mead will throw it in from the sideline. Things getting a little chippy here. Referee talking to Aiden. Guess he was getting too close into his face. Inbounds pass. Goes to Henry. Picks it up. Trying to get across half court. Over to Kruger. Ball stolen away by Shellhorn. He gives it to Klosterman. Wildcats got to get some offense going here. 2.5 to play. Over to Vandevet. Marshall Vandevet. 4-3 is no good off back iron. Rebounded by Kramer. He pulls it down. Picks it up his dribble. Pass is tipped and stolen away by Smith. Bounce pass to Henry. Down court to Waterhouse. His shot is no good. And that's got to be something, a jump ball or a travel or something along those lines. And yep, the trail referee with the worst view of the play ends up making the correct call there as he calls for a jump ball. It had to be something because he jumped up in the air. The ball was tipped. He fell to the ground with the ball. It had to be either a foul, a travel, or a jump ball, and they went with the latter of the 3. At 2:19 to go here in the 4th, 33-24 lead. It looks like we got a timeout, full 60-second timeout. So we'll go ahead and give a shout out to our sponsor, Next Bank here. Next Bank combines the values of a locally owned, independent Eastern Iowa community bank with expanded services and the latest technology to meet our customers' fast-moving lifestyle. Bank on your success with Next Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. So full 60-second timeout here, called, I'm assuming, by Coach Carlson of the Wildcats. Again, there's 2:19 on the clock here in quarter number 4. Starmont holds the lead 33-24 over the Wildcats. Starmont breaks their huddle, come back onto the floor. They're going to go with Henry, Smith, Kruger, Mead, and Waterhouse. Wildcats are going to go with Shellhorn, Kramer, Vandevet, Klosterman, and Abernathy. They need to get some offense going in a hurry here. They trail by 9, 2:19 to play. Inbounds pass to Kramer. As he'll bring it across half court. Hands it off to Klosterman. Attacking the basket. Gives it over to Vandevet in the corner. Marshall Vandevet. 4-3 is no good. Rebounded by Waterhouse. Vandevet tips it into the hands of Henry. As he'll bounce pass over to Smith. Across half court to Kruger. Bounce pass stolen away by Klosterman. Great hustle there by Aiden to come up with the steal. Crossing half court. Bounce pass to Vandevet now. Klosterman right wing over to Vandevet. He'll take the deep 3. It's going to come up short. Good rebound there by Shellhorn. He gets the putback to go. Marcus Shellhorn comes up with the offensive rebound and the putback. 33-26 our score. Henry has it. Full court pressure being applied by the Wildcats. Now Waterhouse trying to get across half court. He loses it. Ball's on the ground. Gives it over to Smith, attacking the hoop. Out to Kruger. Minute 25 to go, into the corner. Now over to Henry. Attacking the hoop. And got a foul, I believe, called on Vandevet. A minute 20 to go here in the 4th. 33-26 our score. Foul is called against Marshall Vandevet, his 3rd team already in the double bonus. It'll be Nick Henry going to the line for 2 for the Stars. First shot on the way is good. 34-26, minute 20 to go. Henry going to the line for his 2nd of 2. Second shot on the way is no good. Rebounded by Shellhorn. He gives it over to Vandevet. Wildcats got to work quick. Vandevet gets it into the corner to Klosterman. Aiden Klosterman for 3 is no good. Rebounded by Waterhouse. As he's passes tipped, ends up in the hands of Henry. Gets it across half court. A minute to go here in the ball game. Henry over to Waterhouse, top of the key. Double teamed. Abernathy and Klosterman there, and we're going to have a timeout called by the Stars, it looks like. 30-second timeout called by Coach Beatty of the Stars. So with 55.2 seconds remaining in the 4th quarter, our score Starmont 34, Central City 26. So just a quick 30-second timeout here as we are under a minute to go in the ball game. 55 seconds left on the clock. As Starmont will have it, they'll throw it in from the sideline on the side of the court, close to the home fans, away from the scorer's table in the benches. Mead will throw it in as we're set to go here. Inbounds pass to Smith. Over to Kruger. Ball's loose, picked up by Vandevet, and a foul is going to be called against Keaton Kruger of the Stars. So Marshall Vandevet will be going to the line. That's going to be team foul number 10, so he'll get to shoot 2 at the free throw line. That was Kruger's first foul of the game. Again, team foul number 10, so both teams are now in the double bonus. As looks like one of the players has blood, so he's going to have to either quickly get it cleaned up or more than likely they're going to have to sub him out. Looks like they are going to do that as it's going to be Ethan Hansel checking in. Garrett Waterhouse checks out due to blood. And it's Vandevet going to the line for 2 here for the Wildcats. First free throw on the way is good. Marshall knocks down the first. He'll get one more. 34-27 our score, 51 seconds to go. As Vandevet gets set to attempt his second of 2 free throws. Second shot on the way. That one's good as well. Vandevet knocks down both. Inbounds pass to Hansel. Vandevet fouls right away. As I believe that's going to be, I want to say number 4 on Vandevet. We'll see what the scoreboard says here. 49 seconds to go as it'll be Ethan Hansel shooting 2 for the Stars. It says it's Marshall's first, but I'm pretty sure that's incorrect. First free throw on the way is no good from Hansel. Aiden Klosterman checking in for the Wildcats. Prusman will come to the bench. Klosterman in there for offense, Prusman in there for defense. Second free throw about to be on the way here from Hansel. Need a big box out from the Wildcats. Second free throw, no good. Rebounded by Klosterman. Bringing it up the floor. Got a foul. So Aiden Klosterman will be going to the line to shoot 2 free throws for the Wildcats. Foul was called on Ethan Hansel of the Stars, his first. Team already in the double bonus. So Klosterman going to the line for 2. First shot on the way. It's no good off the back iron. He'll have a chance for one more here. 34-28 our score. Marcus Prusman's going to check in for the Wildcats. Marshall Vandevet will check out. Garrett Waterhouse back into the game as Jaden Hansen will be checking in here for the shooter momentarily. Second free throw is good from Klosterman. So now Hansen will come in for fouling purposes. As Klosterman with 4 fouls, certainly doesn't want to get a stupid one there on the intentional foul. So getting the players in there without a foul. Abernathy goes up and fouls Henry. So it'll be Nick Henry going to the line for 2. 44 seconds remaining on the clock. Klosterman and Vandevet will be back in here momentarily after the first shot. That's Abernathy's 3rd foul. As it'll be Nick Henry going to the line for 2. First free throw on the way is good. As Klosterman and Vandevet re-enter, Hansen and Prusman will check out. 35-29 our score, 44 seconds to play.
Box out.
Henry's second shot on the way. It's good. Off the front of the rim, back iron, and in. It's 36-29. Vandevet kick ahead to Klosterman. Aiden Klosterman fakes the 3, attacking the hoop. Goes up with the shot, no good. He is fouled, however. So Aiden Klosterman to go to the line for 2. Wildcats trail by 7 as Aiden goes to the line for 2 free throws. Foul went against Keaton Kruger, his second. As Klosterman's first free throw on the way is good. He knocks down the first. Marcus Prusman checking in as Marshall Vandevet heads to the bench. Klosterman set to attempt his second free throw. On the way, that's good. He knocks down both. As Jaden Hansen checks in, as does Christopher Greif, as Klosterman and Abernathy check out. 5-point game. Inbounds pass to Henry. Christopher Greif with the foul. As Greif into the game for the first time tonight, does his job there, gets a quick foul, allowing the Wildcats to save some time. Now just got to hope for missed free throws, got to box out, and when you do get it offensively, got to get a quick basket. First foul called against Greif as Nick Henry going to the line for 2. First free throw on the way is no good off back iron. Nick Henry misses the first. Van de Vet, Abernathy, and Klosterman checking back in for the Wildcats. Wildcats probably have their 5 best shooters on the floor right now as Henry gets set to attempt his second free throw. Second shot on the way is good. He gets 1 of 2, 6-point game as Van de Vet lets it roll as long as he can, bring it into the cross half court. Attacking the hoop, gets it over to Klosterman in the corner. Aiden for 3 is no good. Rebounded by Waterhouse of the Stars. Kramer gonna foul there. As it's going to be Garrett Waterhouse going to the line for 2. 27 seconds to play here in the fourth. That is Kramer's 4th foul of the game. As again, Garrett Waterhouse shooting a pair of free throws at the line. Waterhouse's first free throw on the way is good. He gets to go there. 38-31, 27 seconds left on the clock. Second free throw on the way is good as well. He knocks down both. 39-31 as Van de Vet lets it roll, picks it up, crosses half court into the corner to Klosterman. As Klosterman caught the pass out of bounds, but he was only out of bounds because he had run into the referee, so it'll be interesting how we decide to rule this one. I'm not really sure how that's supposed to be ruled, to be honest. A lot of discussion on this. The Wildcats will keep it after some discussion. Kramer will throw it in. Looking for somewhere to go with it. Top of the key to Abernathy. Gets it. Picks up his dribble over to Van de Vet. He'll take a deep 3. Marshall Van de Vet can't get it to go. Rebounded by Smith. As Abernathy's going to foul. Ethan Smith will go to the line for 2. That is Castor's 4th foul of the game. As again, Smith going to the line for 2 for the Stars. 39-31 our score. Smith's first free throw on the way. He is good. 9-point lead for the Stars. 1 more free throw yet to go from Ethan Smith of Starmont. Second shot on the way is no good off front iron. Rebounded by Abernathy. As close from bringing to the cross half court. Gets into the corner to Van de Vet. Dribbles to his left. 3-pointer on the way from Van de Vet is short. Tipped out of bounds off of Smith, it looked like. Got an injury on the other end as Keaton Kruger of the Stars getting the rebound. Looks like he injured his ankle. So Ethan Hansel will come in for the Stars as they tend to Kruger over there on the Starmont basket. There's 7.2 seconds remaining in the ball game. 40-31, Starmont leads it. As Coach Carlson drawing something up over there on the whiteboard for the Wildcats. As again, one of the Starmont players down on the floor, Keaton Kruger being attended to at the moment. Clearly in a lot of pain. Hopefully he'll be all right. They've got him up, not putting any weight on that right ankle, but helping him over to the bench. Nice round of applause being given here from both the Central City and Starmont crowd as they help him over to the bench. Hopefully he'll be okay. Not putting any pressure on that right ankle at the moment. So the Wildcats come out. Again, they're going with Klosterman, Van de Vet, Kramer, Abernathy, and Shellhorn. Wildcat ball underneath their own basket. Shellhorn will throw it in. 7 seconds on the clock. Shellhorn looking around, gets it to Klosterman. Aiden Klosterman, corner 3 is no good. Rebounded by Smith. It's on the ground now. Klosterman gets it up. He's going to take a 3 at the buzzer. No good. And that's going to do it. Tonight's final score, Starmont 40, Central City 31. A good effort from the Wildcats. They really fought hard to stay in it late, but they just didn't have the offense going, and it was too much to overcome there as they lose it by the final score, Starmont 40, Central City 31. So congratulations to the Stars in that victory. Congratulations to the girls on their win earlier tonight over the Stars. As that is going to do it for tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for tuning in. I'm David Warrington saying thank you, good night, and go Cats.